Hello, welcome everybody to the newest episode of Midweek Mix-Up. Apologies for the slight delay, and you will probably hear me muting myself or coughing quite significantly throughout the course of this podcast, so hopefully my esteemed panel will be able to do a lot of the talking. But yes, other than that, I hope everyone in chat is doing great. Thank you everybody for being here and for being here in chat already. I can see it's quite a lot of you already waiting and sitting here, so apologies again for the delay. But we shall get into the intros first and foremost. Showcase C this week. How are you doing today, Jen? What you been up to?
I'm excited. I'm getting more excited as the days go by. Is it Sunday yet?
Yeah, not long.
I've been.
What's happening Sunday?
I have no idea, but I'm excited.
Yeah,
A
it's a
lot of stuff
Nintendo
is gonna happen
showcase.
on
Ready for your
Sunday.
podcast, don't you?
The Nintendo showcase.
It's a new state of play where all PC games are day and date.
What you been up to anyway? What you
Yeah,
been playing?
I'm not too bad. Been playing some Star Wars Battlefront 2, which we were talking about just a little while ago in the green room. I completed Jedi Fallen Order, and I've been kind of on a Star Wars binge of watching Star Wars, playing Star Wars, and obviously Hunt Showdown as well, which I've been playing a lot of. So yeah, that's pretty much been me. Excited to get into these topics today, and it's a big week.
It is. It's a massive week, and both myself and Boxy are absolutely rammed. We and the rest of our panel here are also rammed because I know Mick's joining Boxy on a podcast as well, which is good to see. So
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
After the extended showcase. It's gonna be awesome.
But yeah, next up, Boxy. How are you doing, brother? You excited? What you been up to?
I'm super excited. I flew to LA. I'm in the theater and I can't wait for the big show to begin. Seriously, I'm super excited. It is I've never been a sports guy. I just don't watch sports that much. For me, it's always been gaming, and this not E3 week is my Champions League finals. It's my Super Bowl. It's what excites me. It's where my passion lies, and I can't wait for the Summer Game Fest, the Xbox Showcase, and of course all the other smaller events. There are tons of events. We have the Tribeca Festival. We have Day of the Devs. All these things, I soak them up. It is my week, and I'll be covering everything with dozens of podcasts. I think in between today and next Thursday, I'm on 11 podcasts.
Ooh.
4 of them I host myself.
I was going to say you've ended up with 3 more than me. How did you manage that?
I have no idea. I want to really apologize to everyone who invited me. I got I'm not even joking. I got, I think, 35 invites to podcasts and stuff. And
Mr. Popular.
Yes.
Send some of them our way, please.
I'm really sorry I can't be on all of them. I really truly wish I could be on all of them, but I'm gonna host 4 shows on my channel starting tomorrow. I do a post show, of course, with the after the Summer Game Fest. Right after the event is finished, we go live to discuss everything. We do the same, of course, right after the Xbox Showcase on my channel, and we do the same on on Tuesday after the extended Xbox Showcase, where you two here, there, Mike and Dutch, you two will be joining there as well. And then on Saturday evening, I'm doing the big prediction show with every big name in the business. We have Randall Thor, we have Gaz from Game On Daily, we have Jess Corden on, we have Lord Cognito, Mr. Boomstick, and Dutch. I can't thank you enough to help me out and host this event, because this is gonna be chaos. It's gonna be madness, and I can't do that alone. So thanks for hosting that with me. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and on top of all of that, we get all the announcements and news. Dude, I'm so hyped and excited. Can't wait.
Oh yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more. We've got, I think I'm on a total of 9. I think it is all in all.
All right.
So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be like you say, it's going to be a really busy week, specifically across the weekend. Tomorrow we're doing the live reaction to the Summer Game Fest at 6:00, and then of course your post show, and then on thankfully Friday is a free day. Saturday we've got the weekend edition with myself and Jen covering off everything that happened in Summer Game Fest and what all the announcements and things like that. And then over to Boxy's channel for his big prediction show. And then Sunday, of course, the big one where we have our prediction show, introducing pretty much most people that Boxy's got on there on Sunday, an hour beforehand. Everyone's going to jump on, have before they go off and do everyone else's their own shows and things like that, and give their final predictions. And then, of course, we host the live show itself with our own illustrious panel. And then I think, Boxy, you're on another one after that, aren't you? Is it like a post show?
A post show, yeah. On my channel, I do we don't go live directly after the Xbox showcase ends, so everyone can either enjoy it here or for themselves. And then I have the entire Gamepass gaming crew on to co-host with me that post show. We will discuss everything that was announced. We'll break it down, and we have a couple of special guests rotating in and out. It's gonna be a lot of fun, that post show.
Awesome stuff. Good stuff. Next up though, Apache was live just beforehand with a Fortnite stream on Twitch and on YouTube, and he's back again now for the podcast. How are you doing today, Pat?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks. Yeah, as you guys saw, did a small stream before the podcast just to warm up the show. Had some time left, so that's good. Been a while that I've been streaming.
Yeah.
Fortnite, man. That's what I'm doing most of the time right now. And been back to the daily job as well. Got a long day yesterday. Jesus, this was not normal. 13, like almost 14 hours work. Destroyed. That's crazy. But yeah, and before, of course, the weekend. As you guys probably saw, we had the wedding of Forza Irwin. Enjoyed it. Dutch was my guest. Got him sleeping over here, and yeah, we had a
plus
great
one.
time.
Guest or squatter?
yeah, ended at the end. More of a squat at the end.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Like I said, Fortnite. Been enjoying it. A new season has started 2 days ago or something. Got season 3, chapter 3 at the moment. It's all about music and stuff.
That
And
season felt like it went really fast, but then again, like I haven't played it, so
yeah, it's been.
I think it also when you compare it to Halo's seasons, which are like years.
6 years long.
A Fortnite season feels like it's like 3 days. You're like, whoa, that was quick.
Yeah.
We've just had Sea of Thieves season has been extended by 5 weeks. So
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
snuck that one in while they were in the last update.
There's
so,
a lot more content there than in Halo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I'm ready. And one of those people that's a bit like you guys. Some of you with Halo is just like I'm done with it. I'm ready for that. I was ready after about 4 weeks. Now I know I want the next one.
Yeah.
And they extended it. So here's what it is.
I booted up Halo when Dutch was here, and I think I'm still at season 1, level 18. So didn't even finish the first season. So
To be honest, Pat, you ain't missing much right now. So
No.
yeah, I heard it and I've seen it on Twitter that it's not that you miss much. So
it's the custom games that I love. When Dutch throws the custom games community nights, buddy, the laughs they have there,
They're always
amazing.
good fun.
no.
Awesome stuff. So is it just Fortnite for you for the rest of this week, or can we expect to see your face on some of these shows as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be there when when we do the live reaction on the showcase, of course.
Nice. Awesome.
So, yeah, I'll be there, and I need to see if I can just hop in some other ones. So yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know, like how the week goes. So
yes, awesome stuff. I know hopefully your work starts to calm down a little bit soon, but yeah.
I hope so.
Next up, Mick. How you doing, brother? What you been up to?
Yeah, I've been not doing much recently. I've just trying to play a few other games and have a bit of a rest from Sea of Thieves, apart from when we're doing our Sea of Tuesdays. So yeah, it's been pretty quiet recently, hasn't it? We're in that weird gaming lull period.
A little bit, just the quiet before the storm.
Yeah, it's painful, isn't it? And it doesn't help when we're all so excited for Sunday.
It feels like Christmas morning.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It is.
It's like Christmas. It's like you said before, Boxy, when you say I've never been a sports person, so E3 was always like my Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And when we lost E3, I was gutted, but we've still got it in a way.
Well, they did announce that E3 is coming back next year.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday or the day before they announced that?
Today actually fully.
We'll see. Let's see how it goes, eh? You know, let's not count our chickens just yet. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it, really. Obviously, just work. So
Nice.
that's just not interesting. I'm not talking about
that. Last but not least, Woman Zuba. just
Woman Zuba. Yeah.
Woman Zuba.
Woman Zuba.
Let's go.
How are you doing, brother? Shambling.
I'm good.
What you been up
a
to?
bit like Pat. I'm a bit tired. I'm on my 5th day of 7 at work,
Yo.
and I'm knackered already. But at least I get E3 off. I get a Saturday, Sunday off, which has worked out quite nicely. Although maybe a Sunday, Monday would have been better, considering it's late for us, so I'll be in work the next day.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I bought the Monday off. A while back, thinking that just in case podcasts and stuff run long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have done that. I gotta go to work on Monday. And it's not gonna be
I've
fun.
had to have an unintentional 3 days off this week for the for traveling, which weren't required initially. Oh, never mind.
Long road trip you had.
Yeah.
A long trip you had. Ben, I want to say 2 things real quick before we start the show. First, I want to say, Pat, your voice sounds so smooth now with the new mic. I love it.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, thanks to Crazy Louie, man. Big shout out to him. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That is awesome. Yeah, fantastic. You sound your voice is
Buttery
now.
smooth.
Love it.
Nice.
And the second thing
Awesome.
is, I wasn't at the wedding, and that's why I really want to say on behalf of probably a lot of people in the community, a big congratulations to Forza Erwin, who got married. Wish you all the luck in the world, all the happiness. Really, and I think I speak for a lot of us here, really happy for you. And I just wanted to say that.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I just wanted to say an invite would have been nice.
Yeah, that too.
Congratulations, you're now no longer free. I'm happy for him. That was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes. Anyway, Sean, before we go on and introduce, of course, our final panel member, Big Cloud today, what have you been playing? Have you managed to play anything, or just been busy with work?
I've played a bit. I finished. I got the collectibles on Sniper Elite, and I need to go back through that on Authentic to try and get all the achievements on the Authentic side of things. Played a bit of The Division. I don't know why I was doing that. I think I saw one of my friends on it, so I thought I'd jump on. And it just when you're away from a games for service game for such a long time, and you jump on it, it just gets a little bit overwhelming with what you've got to do.
Yeah,
Um,
I know what you mean. It comes across like quite intimidating with so much to do.
Yeah, and just like the meta of stuff of what's good has changed, so all your gear is like severely outdated. So you might have had really top of the range gear, all the stats and things, and everything's changed again, and you're just like, oh bugger.
Yeah.
Did you play
Beauty.
Division 1 or
Beauty.
2?
Two, Division 2.
Ah,
It's the beauty
yeah.
of Sea of Thieves. You don't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah, it's true. I tried to play Chorus today,
Okay.
I played a bit of that.
and
I'm so
I
hooked.
I sat down in my chair and may have slept for about 10 minutes and then woke up again. I was like, you know what, I'm not in a place to play this right now. Got back from work and I was knackered.
And with you, Boxy, I played it as well today, and I can see me putting some time into that.
I started that yesterday, and even though I had so much to do with planning all the stuff and the events and everything, I already played like 7 hours of the game, and I love it. It is.
Nice.
I'm so hooked. It's a complete surprise. I love the story. I love especially the mechanics, the way how the ship handles. It is so well done, and the more abilities you learn, you can do crazy weird stuff with that ship. It just feels so good, and I love the look. For a long time, I haven't seen a game that looks this clean. I love it. They have none of this filmic shit in there. They have no film grain, no chromatic aberration, no motion blur, no nothing. It just looks super pristine, clear, sharp. I love it.
Installing it now.
Do it. It's in Game Pass. I highly recommend it.
I need to play it as well.
Awesome
Nice.
stuff. Awesome stuff. Last but not least, BitCloud. How are you doing today, brother? You've had an awesome little article there that's went up on IGN now, showcasing what IGN playlist 150 must-play PlayStation games.
Oh yeah. Yes. We have I have another list on there too. Games to look out for. I think it's like 44 games on there, but they actually have what's cool about that, they have like they're working on the other page for it where we're all basically featured, me and a few other content creators as the pretty much the first of the bunch. So we're there. So that was another awesome little thing about it. So I was very, very happy about that. That was really cool to see. Been a busy week, let me tell you. Very, very busy week. Ironically, as much as I want to say I've been gaming, the only game I actually been able to put any time in, and that's mostly because it's been so convenient. I go from the PC, and ironically, I'm still on the PC, but I've been playing Master Duel. That's literally what I've been playing. I haven't been able to go to the PlayStation. I've been able to fire up any console whatsoever, and it feels like a shame. It really does, but the way things been going,
And have you got much planned for this busy week ahead?
Oh yeah, definitely. We got Keeley show tomorrow. Looking forward to that. We got Xbox Showcase, which is 4 more days,
Yes.
and then we have big interview for Saturday. So that's a lot of stuff taken.
Very nice. Very nice. Are you
Very, very
covering
cool.
both the show? Are you covering both showcases as well?
Yeah, more likely, yeah. I've gotten to people ask me, hey, once
Yeah.
you watch it, so I'm definitely.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And yes, what we'll do is we will start off the first topic tonight, and that will be covering off, because we of course didn't do one last week. We will start off covering our thoughts on the PlayStation State of Play showcase, which was a nice start actually. And actually a very good little 30-something minute showcase to start off kind of the first couple of weeks. There was a lot of nice announcements, a lot of awesome game showcase there. But yeah, it's I think it was certainly a good start. Callisto Protocol looked absolutely awesome. I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
It was everything that we talked about it needed to be.
Yeah.
It really was, and they really showed it. Yeah,
100%.
I looked up some details on that game too. Apparently, they looked up how eyes decayed and they like really put all that ditch in each other. So like when he's walking by the corpse and the eye followed him, I was like, okay, I'm definitely in love with this world right now. I'm just in love.
I bet that less than 1% of the players can actually tell if an eye is realistically decaying. So, but I love these kind of details.
This is fine. They're showing off everything. Bird corpses, everything. So I was like, yeah, I was getting the Thing vibes. I don't know if you guys watched the Thing, but I was really getting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that too.
I mean, in the end, I was just happy that it set the tone of like a true spiritual successor to Dead Space. It is
not
a spiritual
copy.
successor.
And it definitely wasn't. I remember how like, we talked about the health being on like the spinal cord. Remember, like it was on the back. They moved that up to the back of the neck. Did y'all catch it? It was like on the back.
Yeah, I love that. I did wonder. I wondered if they were going to have that kind of element in it.
Yeah,
because I think that's a really good way of checking your health and stuff in the originals.
Yeah, without being like a HUD that tells you your health.
Yeah.
They also they had some references to the first game. It was like the scene where it was like an operating table and it used to like a laser pointing down with it. For those of you that don't know what that's from Dead Space 2, where the guy was strapped up. He was like having open heart surgery, but it was like a plasma cutter, and you had to get the plasma cutter. So that was another cool little Easter egg. But also the weapons look awesome, and they like really putting emphasis on stealth. From what I look like, I think it looks like it's going to be like more like Alien Isolation type of feel. You're not when you don't have a lot to go off of, and you have to like sneak and get around most of the ship until you get that more advanced suit that we saw in the trailer. I think that's an awesome twist, and how well these guys are good at just throwing like those crazy curveballs at you, and the horror and the way the villains look. This is definitely more likely going to be the horror game to look out for. You know, I just can't wait. For it.
I'm hoping the sound's going to be on point.
Oh yeah.
I hope the sound, because I remember, I think it was the original Dead Space was the first time I proper heard like 5.1 surround when it was out.
Yeah.
And just hearing the creepiness around you, it just dialed everything up, even if nothing was going to jump out at you. It's just having the little scurrying through the vents and whatnot.
They were also clever with it too. Remember how like you said, like you didn't know when it was gonna happen. It might get dead quiet, and then all of a sudden you see one of these things doing that little crab walk behind you, like sneaking up, and then it attacks you. Like this one, from what I heard in the trailer, because I listened to it a few times in the headphones, it's a big substantial upgrade. Like there's a scene where he's like aiming around the corner, you see like the shadow of one of these things dart past, and you can literally hear it. I really do think that this is going to be the one. I really do.
Well, they've got access to like Atmos and PlayStation's version of
Tempest.
Surround, the Tempest. So I'm expecting excellent things from it.
Yeah, 100%. Pat, I wanted to get to you there as well because you actually watched the Callisto Protocol trailer when I was at your house, and you were pretty impressed with it there. So, what were your thoughts of Callisto Protocol? I know, obviously, first of all, knowing that it's from the PUBG developers is probably something a bit strange for you to see when you.
It's just see,
But what did you think of it overall?
Well, I'm really interested in this game. If it's well, you said it will be on Xbox as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a game I'm gonna play. I normally don't play like horror games, but this looks. Man, it got me hyped from like the first moment.
You've got to stream it.
Started.
Oh yeah, we all got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Yeah.
With cameras on. With cameras on.
With cameras on. Yeah.
You know what I love more about it too? I love the twist of this one from like Dead Space. Remember how Dead Space, you're just an engineer. You're a brilliant engineer, so you know how to fix the ship. That was your job, ironically, to fix the ship. And you end up fixing it. This one, you're not that. You're a prisoner.
Yeah.
So you start off in the lower depths of the ship, you know what I mean? Security. That's why you see those robots shooting and blowing people's heads off. It's like, so I think those are probably the villains, or not the villains, but like, you know, where you find those secret weapons or you hidden weapons. You probably got to take those guys out to get the weapons. So there's like pistols, stuff like that. Looked like it was part of their armor. So that was another cool twist. So it's so good. Like I'm really digging it because like, we need more horror games. we need more proper horror
Yeah,
games.
but the horror games
Yeah,
are
it's
coming
crazy.
back, man.
Yeah.
We got Resident Evil is on fire. There's so much coming. We get
Don't
the
get me started
actual
with that.
remake of Dead Space. There's so much horror stuff coming. Scorn. Yeah.
That kind of made me wonder too, because they're dropping that game on December 2nd to Callisto Protocol, and that's literally the month following, right, of Dead Space. So they did that to cut them off. I'm like, I wonder if they felt.
No, Dead Space is next year.
Yeah, it's like it's
Yeah, it's in January though.
Yeah,
January.
So it's like the month following. The month
Yeah.
following.
Ah,
So,
okay. Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, yeah, that was interesting how they did that. I was suddenly going, okay, are they doing that to make a point? Because I dig it, man. This is we've seen everything we possibly could see with Dead Space. Obviously, they changed the little things. You can do different paths, but this is a completely new, like, this is the new experience. So
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
could be
But I was
hijacking
really
the hype.
surprised. I was really surprised that this game is made by Krafton, the ones that made PUBG. You guys know how PUBG looks, so.
yeah.
But seeing this game made by Krafton, that's.
I think
It got
Crafton
me,
might be a support
Kind of makes you
studio
look at the
rather
developers
than.
differently when
the
if they have
primary.
the budget.
Yeah.
I don't think Crafton is the primary studio for it.
What engine is
Okay.
Callisto Protocol in?
That's a good question.
Good
I don't even
question.
know.
I have no
Good
idea.
one.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Everyone's like, I have no idea. Is it
I wasn't worried about it. I was just going off what I saw.
Yeah, it was like, this looks
What I
good.
saw was a banger.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Unreal 5.
Probably got
Unreal
some
5.
good
I
jump
thought it
scares
was
in there.
Unreal 5. I thought so.
It's
I wasn't sure
Unreal
though.
5. You know the scalability's over the charts with that one, man.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
very nice.
That could be updated
it's
to get better as
exciting.
the engine gets better as well.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine how the games will look in 2025? Like when the developers have the engine for 3 years and all the bugs are ironed out and all the self-written little tools are there, and it's gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to make an Xbox has no games joke then, but I won't. 2025 when they first get a game out.
First Xbox game.
2025.
Oh, dear me.
What did you guys think of Resident Evil 4?
I can't wait for that. I'm hyped.
So
I've
fun thing
not
about
played the original. So
You didn't play the
Oh, I
original?
loved Resi 4.
Oh,
Resident
no.
Evil.
It's the show?
Dude, it's on PC right now. Get that
Resi
It is everything. You can play it right
Extra
now on your
cheap right now,
Xbox
your
or
PC.
PlayStation or Switch or your phone or doesn't matter.
That's one of the most iconic games in history.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 is a defining moment for that series.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is.
I think my
When I
game
saw
sharing
it, I
button
thought it
might
was
have
Last of Us. Which is funny.
Yeah,
It was
I
the
fell
horror.
for that as well
Yeah.
because the
I was
music,
like,
it was the music that got me. I was like, is this the Last of Us remake?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna say like remaster or remake. You know, like they said the R, then it was gonna move here and say remake, and then it say Last of Us. But then it said 4. I was like, no way. And then you just see the game.
I
And
can't wait for that.
you see the new character designs. Ashley looks like she's more of a. I don't think she's gonna be more of a damsel in distress. I don't think so. I think she might start off with it. You might actually get to play as her from what it looked like. She's like running towards the shed. I don't know if y'all remember in the trailer. They showed that
Yeah.
off.
Kinda
Ada's
looks
got
like
a
it,
new
yeah.
design. She looked like she got she's wearing like a tactical outfit now instead of the red dress. They changed
Yeah.
that.
Also,
Um,
the mood of the village changed a little bit. I love it.
Yeah,
can't wait.
like the first villager that you see
Yeah.
when you ask him, hey,
Yeah,
have you seen
yeah.
this girl? I remember how he looked back then. Look at him now.
Yeah.
He looks decrepit. I'm like, okay, like they really pushed the facial looks of this. And Lord
Yeah.
Sadler looks menacing from the first couple of seconds we saw him. He looked really menacing. And
I feel
I
like
know
the-
Salazar is going to be the most annoying one unless they change. Unless they changed it, we have more scenes with Salazar. But you know what I'm also excited for? I'm also excited to see what they do with God, what's his name? The dude with the knife. What was his name? The other guy.
I know. Leon.
No,
not Leon,
the other guy. The other guy. Carver. I think it's
yeah.
I think it's Carver. I think it's Carver. But yeah, that guy. So it's and we also got different. Well, they said Ada's gonna have her own missions in this, so I'm guessing separate ways integrated with the story. So it's not. They'll probably do like an A and B, like they did Resident Evil 2 remake, which would be the proper way to do this. You get a full complete ending. So I'm down, man. I'm excited for it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I feel like
Yeah.
they've got rid of a lot of that goofy stuff that was in Resident Evil 4, like the "Where's everyone going? Bingo," that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I
I
still
feel
hope
like
they've got what are
rid of
you
all that.
buying? What are you selling?
buying?
We need that still left.
What are you selling?
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna make him look. 'Cause I remember like, he like wore a disguise, like he wore those contacts, makes him look like
Yeah.
he was dead. So I wonder how he's gonna look.
Ah,
Krauser, that's
apply
it.
to the
Krauser,
high
not Carver.
price.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait for Resident Evil 4.
Yeah,
That
it's
game
gonna
was
be awesome.
amazing.
So, what did you guys think of Final Fantasy 16?
It looks better. It looks better than Forspoken. In my
Oh,
opinion,
that's
anyway.
harsh. He went there.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
to be honest, I've never really been into Final Fantasy personally. It's just not for me.
Okay, we gotta kick this guy off because he's not played Resident Evil 4, and we gotta kick this guy off here as well.
It kicked me off as well because I never played Final Fantasy before. So
Ouch.
My interest
What
died
have you
off
guys
on
been
Final
playing for the
Fantasy
last
after about
25
9 or
years?
10.
The only Final Fantasy game I played was the one with that underwater football game. I don't know what number that was. I have no idea.
10.
I play only some of that.
10. Yeah, that Blitzball.
Yeah, that's the one. One with the Blitzball in it. Yeah.
I was actually pleasantly surprised by Final Fantasy 16. I saw a lot of backlash for that game, but honestly, it looks good. Can't wait
mean,
to play that.
I love seeing the trailers for it, but I do not believe it's coming out anytime soon. I just don't believe Square Enix. I know what they're like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That is
It looked
true.
like it went through a lot of polish. That's for sure. I will say that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's any issues. But it's just optimization. I think probably it's the only thing
Yeah.
they got to do and make sure it runs. It looked good though. It was funny. I was watching Red Hood when my panel member was streaming. He was getting emotional when he was reading the names and going, "Oh God, look at this guy." So yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Nice
What
surprise,
else?
though.
What else did you guys like on the show?
Street
What stood
Fighter
out for you?
6. Oh, that game, 100%. Loved.
Yeah.
I love Street Fighter. Street Fighter 5. I've got Street Fighter 5 on the PlayStation. The way they handled that game when it went exclusive, and it wasn't because it went exclusive. It was just primarily the way they handled Street Fighter 5 on its release, where it was have this tiny little base game that has barely any characters in, and then we'll sell you the expansions over time. That route they should never have done for an iconic franchise, a fighting franchise of Street Fighter's level. Should never have done that. I can expect it from something that's trying to start out. And okay, we need a fighter. We need to try and get in there with the big guys. So we'll do a kind of a season pass thing, but never Street Fighter. Not to that degree. And it wasn't.
It depends on the quality of the roster. They did that with Mortal Kombat. Remember how Mortal Kombat's always got a good roster at the start, and then you buy additional characters.
I think it was actually Killer Instinct that started that trend.
Yeah,
On the,
I remember that. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
Jago at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
give you a few characters and then sell you the rest. But then they had a nice model, which I don't know whether anyone else copied, but they should have, where they gave you a free character every week or month. Or
Yeah, it was every
something.
month. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
they alternate. They take
Yeah.
one, they
Yeah.
give you one. Yeah.
I'm not sure if any of the others have ever done that, but that should be a thing they should be doing. If they're gonna sell you the rest of the characters, then they should give you a free one once a month, so you get a chance to get the achievements without having to pay for them.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Street Fighter 5, it, again, and the exclusivity thing, I understand originally it was like Nintendo and arcades, and then it went across to PlayStation and had a very brief moment of being PlayStation exclusive, then went multi-plat with Street Fighter 4, and then obviously the back catalogue came across to Xbox as well. But then to go back to exclusive on PlayStation 4 was a bit strange. And again, it was just the way that they planned out the previous one. But this new one has some very good looking improvements on there, and some great additions, I would say. A little bit more of that open world-ish segment where you've got kind of an adventure-y mode. You go around and you do a little bit of training in the open city, and it feels a little bit like kind of like a Warriors vibe to me. Like kind of a new age Warriors vibe where you're going and you're kind of doing these kind of beating up random targets and things as you're kind of completing this, and then at the end of each mission then you have this arena fight versus somebody else. It just looks awesome, and I think the graphics as well look pretty impressive for a Street Fighter game. Obviously they went into like a cartoony route last time, and now they've changed it up a little bit. It's a smidge more realistic. Is there anybody else?
Yeah, I'm quite interested in that the new Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Can't say I'm much of a Street Fighter fan. I'm more of a Mortal Kombat fan.
Yeah.
But this one is really interesting. The open world stuff looks like something that could be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's also kind of it's a improvement for the game. You know, like it really looks fun. So I think that's a good thing that they added like some kind of free roam buying the
I
thing,
wanted that
in the
to-
game.
Yeah, I've wanted that sort of thing to come back to Mortal Kombat because they did like a sort of adventure type thing in one of the older Mortal Kombats.
Yeah.
Shaolin
They
Monks.
did that
or
with
something.
Tekken as well, if I
Cool,
remember
pretty
rightly.
nice.
Yeah, they did it with Tekken for a bit as well, yeah.
Yeah. Tekken had a pretty.
It's
good
almost like a
roster.
Streets of Rage type thing on Tekken.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned kind of Warriors, because it kind of reminds us a little bit more of like the Warriors. I don't know if anybody remembers playing that game on PS1 or PS2.
Long time ago. Long time ago.
Is that
No.
the
I didn't-
film? Is
I
that
didn't get
based on the
to-
film,
Yeah.
The Warriors?
Yeah,
Yeah, the movie.
Oh,
game,
yeah.
yeah. It was like one of the few movie games
Great
that didn't
film.
suck.
yeah, I agree. Very few.
No, I was getting Yakuza vibes when I first saw like him walking around and the little open world S segment, like him upcutting crates and stuff like that. Okay, what's going on here? But then they said, oh no, that's just part of this to go here and interact with the other characters. We saw Chun Li. I'm like, okay. And the first thing I noticed was the new art style. The art style is actually a lot better. It looks kind of like they took inspiration. I don't know if y'all noticed from DBZ or not. I mean, not DBZ, but Mortal Kombat a
Yes,
little bit in terms
yeah.
of like how more grounded the camera, you know what I mean, was to the screen. And I think that allowed them to push more in terms of the artistic look as opposed to making it look like art. You know what I mean? Like the last ones, they look kind of like more so like they're really trying to capture this crazy anime, but like elevated into like, oh, this looks like paintings. They didn't look like paintings. They actually look like actual just animated characters. I was like, okay, this looks good. Particle effects were on point. The hit detection was really good too. So it was really, really cool to see.
Yeah. Is there anybody else interested or excited for Street Fighter when it comes over to Xbox again?
Well,
think it
I've
would-
never been
I
a
think-
big fighter game. Oh, please go.
No, sorry. I was just gonna say, I used to like back in the days of the Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2. I used to go home on my lunch break from school, go back, and it would take me 25 minutes to walk home, play it for 10 minutes, and then walk back again.
That's a true gamer right there. That is a
true
true
gamer,
gamer.
yeah. But in later years, I have to say I fell off it. It would in this day now for me to pick it up, it'd have to be in Game Pass.
Yeah.
So
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe
Similar.
maybe it'll go into Game Pass day one.
Mhm.
You know, just
Yeah.
to rope in some of those Xbox players that haven't had it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Y'all notice they changed the logo. The logo is
Yes.
no longer that stock one.
I was going to say that.
They didn't have a choice, really. Did
Yeah.
they? They got slated if they hadn't.
I still don't think much of the logo.
I was going to say it wasn't great, but it's better.
More stylized.
Uh,
I'm like, wow. So you guys have to wait for you guys have to wait a 4 hour for that show at the start. All you saw was a logo. Now you got the official new rebranded one. It was like, Capcom, what was the point of that show?
Yeah.
You wasted everybody's time. But no, but I thought they redeemed themselves just with the Resident Evil. I think that alone just took a lot of whatever hate you might have had out of the show. It's okay. You
Yeah.
delivered on
I'm
Resident
so
Evil.
ready for Resident Evil 4 remake. I didn't need it, but now I've seen the trailer, I want it.
Well, I've
That's a
got the
sign of a
rest
good
because my
trailer, then.
game share buddy has, well, essentially buys them all anyway. So I've got RE2 remake, RE3 remake, I've got RE7, RE8. All of these are not by choice because I'm not a big fan of the series. I like them, 4 was my favourite, so I'll get 4 because I do actually love 4. So I'm hoping they do that justice. But yeah, it was a great showcase overall. Boxy, you were going to say about Street Fighter. Are you much on the same line as Mick now? Are you not kind of into fighters anymore, or never been into fighters?
Yeah, well, I played a little bit of Killer Instinct when it came out. It was fun for a while, but it didn't hold my attention. And played a bit of the Injustice games, but only a little bit. I don't know. I'm just not into them anymore. As a kid, we played Street Fighter and especially Mortal Kombat for the brutal finisher moves. Honestly, that was just like, oh, do you see this guy ripped his heart out and then stuffed it up his throat or whatever? And yeah, but these days I'm just not that interested. I'm happy for the guys who are into fighters because Street Fighter is a big name and it's a great IP. It's just not for me personally, but it's a good thing that it's comes back as a multi-plat for everyone. So yeah, good stuff.
Awesome stuff. And the final kind of real sections of that showcase were showcasing PSVR 2's new implementations, new games. And of course, it always brings that old discussion back again as well. When you see some of the new improvements to some of these games and the experiences they're getting for PSVR 2, does Xbox, or would Xbox still to this day, would it be good to have a VR implementation on the series consoles? Would it be good to have their own and get into that?
That's a good question. It's a
Foxy,
good question.
Do you want to take that one away?
Yeah, I think the thing with VR experiences really is it can be an amazing experience if the hardware is right. If your first VR experience was like the first PlayStation VR, you shouldn't dismiss the experience because that's not VR. VR experience can be, and this time it kind of looks like they are gonna nail it. And if you nail VR, it can be an awesome experience. It truly can be. The thing is, of course, for me, it is hard to see that we are coming out of that niche where it's in right now. I find it really hard to see that the casual gamer just puts on this headset and plays games, because as great as the experience can be, you are so locked off from everything else. You need space in your room and you don't see anything that is happening in the room. That's, for instance, why I sold my VR headset. I don't see when my kids walk into the room.
I'd be like hitting things and punching things.
Yeah.
I'd be like, whoa.
And I don't see when my kids come into the room. I don't see I don't know whether
just accidentally punch one of them.
Post officer rings or something. You're just locked off from the environment, and this is just as awesome as this experience can be. I find it really hard to believe that this will grab the attention of the masses. I truly love that PlayStation is doing it and is pursuing this, because if they wouldn't do it, the technology never will have the chance to become something for the masses. It will stay that niche on PC, because PC has had great VR headsets for far too long now, and it never picked up in that way where everyone hoped it becomes the next big thing. If they nail it and bring it into the mass market with consoles for the casuals, and something changes and it picks up and becomes this thing, I honestly applaud Sony for doing it. I like that they do it. I get why Xbox isn't doing it. So yeah. That being said, man, I want to play that Horizon game in VR. That looked so
Fall
fantastic.
of the Mountain.
I have to say, like, a similar thing when you said that about you can't see your kids come into the room. I don't know what it is, certainly in our house, but second I put a headset on, there's always something that suddenly is so important it needs to be done right now.
Yeah.
That I'm being told needs to be done right now. We all know what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
If you have a partner,
Exactly.
there's always something.
There's always something.
And the second you put a headset on, it's suddenly an issue. It needs to be done. I can only imagine what it would be like if I had to put a bloody, a full visor and everything on.
And it's not just because of the kids. It can be a weird thing when you're that locked off from your environment. It is, and that's why for many it is a great experience for half an hour or an hour or so. But then it's enough. Yeah, and that's the problem with that technology. And I don't see that happening. That this picks up in the big way in the mass market. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm of the same mind. VR just doesn't appeal to me. I have like a problem with motion sickness as it is in the real world.
Yeah.
In certain things, like I know it's not a good example, but exactly like what Boxenberger said, PlayStation VR. If that was your first experience, it's not great. But personally, I'm not down to waste that kind of money to see if it's something that does work for me, and I do suffer with motion sickness, and then I just go and find out it doesn't. I'm just going to end up selling it again.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
And
fair.
I'm
For
kind of
me,
not
it's
in.
about the only reason I like VR, and again, some gaming could be good, and again, what we've seen with Horizon's Call of the Mountain, that looks like an awesome experience. I don't know to what degree it's game, and to what degree it's experience. I'm sure we'll find out a little bit more about it as the closer it gets.
Looks like it's on rails a little bit.
Yeah. And obviously what we kind of want more of, and we've seen it, of course, if anybody isn't watching Asa from Game On Daily and his awesome VR streams with his walking machine that allows him to actually
little
run around
treadmill thing.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, but even only
That's
less than 1% of the VR
that's
gamers
super
have
expensive
such a
end.
setup.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And the
but-
space for it and everything, yeah.
For me, it's more like I like VR for the experiences. It's not something, however, though I'm aching to use for gaming. No, it would be cool once in a blue moon, but it's not something I need. I do like, I've had VR in the past and I love the experiences, more like things like documentaries that have been recorded in full 360 degrees, and things like safaris and roller coasters and them kind of wacky experiences you can have without moving and needing to move, and just visually appreciate.
Yeah.
I can see them really pushing the hell out of this though. Now that they got an actual proper headset and you know, really good controllers, they can push the hell out of something like let's say good God, House of the Dead.
Yeah,
for sure, something like this, or maybe if Time Crisis came back.
I was going to say bring back Time Cop or Time Crisis or something. Yeah, bring it back.
You can actually hide. Imagine being able to actually hide behind cover, you duck and shoot. I think that would actually, you know, add a little bit more to it as well. It looked good. What also surprised me as well, you can actually see the quality jump from before to now. Mind you, we're streaming these games. We were looking at them and they looked incredible. Back then, they didn't look too good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can tell, but they obviously looked a lot better if you had the headset. This time around, you don't really need the headset to see the quality, if that makes sense, of how well these games have jumped. Even No Man's Sky, I was surprised No Man's Sky is even still getting content, but it looks great in VR for it. And Resident Evil as well is another one. I know a lot of people have been asking for this too. I figured we would get something for it eventually, but I'm glad that they're now committing to Resident Evil Village. That's getting VR support. That was one thing that was missing. I thought that they would have had that at the beginning. It would have got even higher scores, like 7 did.
See, I'm wondering if that VR stuff for Resident Evil also comes to other VRs and not just PlayStation's VR.
Yeah, you pick all the PC VRs. All of them.
Yeah.
That for me is because I'm a scout leader, so we do a lot of work with all the kids, and the only reason I can think of actually investing in a VR kit is to do something with them, because we've got a building that we could use that would be big enough for them to use it, you know, and that would be a good laugh. We'd have fun with that, but it's certainly not. Other than that, I'd like to play Half-Life Alyx.
Yes.
about the only thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much
on
the
VR.
only VR game that's appealed to me so far because
Yeah.
it's like a full feature-length VR game.
Yeah, it's the only
And-
one that's made me look at a VR headset and see how much they are.
Tell a lie, there is another one. The first Walking Dead, not the terrible AMC VR one that they did, the other one.
Yeah.
Saints and Sinners. The sequel to that looks pretty interesting.
Oh.
But again, I'm not in the market to waste money on a VR headset just to find out that I'm probably going to be motion sick in it and
Just
then
throw
I'll
up
sell
2
it.
minutes afterwards.
I don't think you're gonna have it for this one. I think they nailed it. They said they fixed that issue because they upped the res. They've done the eye
Yeah,
track
but
quite well.
I have like motion sickness issues in
Oh.
some first-person shooter games,
Oof.
and that's outside of VR, and I have motion sickness traveling in a car too. So
Oh,
I'm
that's-
not into wasting 400 or 500 quid on a VR headset just to go and find out that it's not good for me, and then I have to sell it at a loss.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, I wonder how long it's gonna be before we're able to see our actual arms. in VR.
Yeah.
'Cause all we see is the floating can. That's the other thing too. When we get to see arms, but
A full VR suit that you get into.
well, not even a full VR suit. I mean, because they're good at showing off stuff like that. You can see your character, like your feet and your legs and whatnot. It's just like the arms. I think. if
Yeah,
you-
because they always have
what-
just put hands, just
The
floating
hands,
hands.
Yeah, and when you see the controls, you see like those little holographic versions of your hands with like the controllers moving. If you played Oculus,
Yeah.
that looks cool and all. But I actually thought, real talk, I actually thought they were gonna do something with like gloves or something like that where
Yeah.
you can get your actual digits. But again, I think it's smart just to go with the Oculus route. That controller, it's actually really really good, and that plus haptics. I mean, it's better than the Move controllers. It destroys the Move controllers at that point. So it's
Yeah.
a hell of a lot better.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So yeah, anybody else think that Xbox requires VR or not? Do you think we can safely say not a requirement? I don't think enough people would use it, or
I kind of think if Xbox are going to do it, they're going to allow you to plug any VR headset into your Xbox or connect any VR headset into your Xbox rather than doing their own VR thing.
yeah, they've got a lot of partnerships as well. Microsoft
'Cause they-
specifically
yeah.
have a lot of AR VR headset partnerships and
Yeah,
MR.
and like their relationship with Steam is only growing closer. So
Yeah,
for all we know, they do something with Steam to bring VR games to Xbox, and you can use any old VR headset as long as it's good enough and capable enough.
yeah,
That's sort of what I expect with Xbox, but who knows?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Sean, what about you? Would you jump into a VR headset for Xbox if they brought one out or not?
Again, like Jen said, I don't think they'll bring out their own. I think
Yeah.
it's more likely to be a third party that will be able to run off the Xbox. I don't really think they're looking or interested in peripherals anymore.
Yeah,
I think they got burnt by the Kinect 2.
yeah,
So I don't think that's what they're going to be looking at. They might partner with people.
yeah,
But I'm interested to see where the PlayStation one goes. As BitCloud was saying, it's a massive jump up from the first one by the looks of it. I played my younger brother's one, and it was fun, but you could tell that it looked not bad, but it didn't look good, if that makes sense.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I'm glad to see they've fixed a lot of the issues, like the resolution and the hertz for the screen specifically. And it's not just, of course, when people think it's not just motion sickness as well you get with these VR headsets, specifically some of the older models that I've tried as well previously, is after an extended period of playing it, you really get eye strain. And eye strain is massive cause of headaches and migraines and things. So you can only play for so long before you start sweating profusely and getting eye strains and things. And you're like, whoa, I need to take that off for a bit. But when they've kind of ironed that out and the resolution's a lot higher and the refresh rate's a lot better and they've made those corrections, have they mentioned a price tag for the new VR yet, BitCloud?
No, they still haven't said nothing on that. We haven't seen anything. That's why I was like, I'm thinking this is more of the premium price one, like $500, because of just the upgrades they put into this, the new
Probably
processor.
even more.
You think a little
Uh,
more?
They haven't actually released an official release date yet, have they?
No, that's why I'm thinking it's like they're looking for the right time to say, hey, here's the price because all these games are now starting in development for it.
There was one of the VR games there what is coming out this year though, and it makes me think: is PSVR 2 coming this year?
That was the Saints and Sinners 2, I think.
Yeah,
and
it was
that
the,
most likely
Walking
could
Dead,
be for the
Sequel to
original whatnot.
Saints and Sinners. Yeah.
Surprised Microsoft. That kind of makes you wonder if Microsoft is actually going to team up and get into the VR space now. Because you got everybody else with one. I'm surprised they just didn't go, hey, you know what? Let's just partner with. Let's get the Vive or something on our console.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. Like I say, they've got so many partnerships when it comes to MR, AR, and VR. For PC already, they've partnered with so many companies, and they've got a multitude of headsets you can buy on Microsoft Store alone for VR and MR. So it'd be surprising if they don't in some way in the future, but I don't think it's essential for them. And I think what everybody else has said is they certainly won't produce their own. If they're going to have anything on Xbox, like you say, it's going to be Vive or it's going to be something like HTC or something. Someone else is going to do it.
Teaming up on them since they have a good, because basically both of them have a good working relationship now with Steam and the PC and everything. So I mean, I can see them getting that on the Xbox. Just have some updates and bam, you're done.
I really wouldn't be surprised if they partner with Valve with their Valve Index.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, they do have their own HoloLens, but at the moment, it's only for like high-end business. It's like 5,000 or something for a HoloLens.
I think it's down to about $3,500 now. I was looking at one the other day.
It's a bargain.
HoloLens is not VR.
I thought about buying two, maybe buying the whole panel one each, but
See, I never saw that for gaming though. I mean, I think they showed like Minecraft. That's something more so that you can see doctors using, like if it actually takes off and really blows up.
We are using one at work. It's fantastic, but it's really not for gaming.
Yeah. Imagine like it being perfected. You know what I mean? Like where your doctor comes in and all your info is like literally on her screen or their screen. They can just see all this without going to the computer, and that way that can make quicker visits, quicker diagnosis of whatever you need or get you that medication, stuff like that, get you in and out basically of waiting rooms. That can cut down a lot of stuff, and I think again that's good for doctors and other fields of that nature. But as far as gaming, you gotta think, how does that flow well into gaming? Yeah, Minecraft is cool because you're building something, blocks or whatnot, but not every game is a block. You got shooters and everything. So if they had that for Doom, you expect the Doom guy they show up and a monster to appear everywhere. No, that's gonna be a lot. I don't expect that. So
yeah, 100%. But yeah, so all in all though, to wrap up that topic, very good start.
Are you just gonna brush over Spider-Man on PC?
Oh, he's trying to start fires.
I actually can't wait for Spider-Man on PC. Can you imagine the mods for that game?
Don't lie. We've all been outside chopping our PS4s up with a circular saw.
Yes.
Well, that was different story. That was a bet. That was a bet he had to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, really.
It was an unfortunate.
It was late to God of War, but he ended up sawing the PlayStation, the PS5.
I mean,
the Spider-Man one because
still, why though? Like that could have been worth like a lot of money in the future, like limited edition Spider-Man console, right?
Yeah. True. Funny thing is though, he's getting another one. That's the funny thing. So he's like, he did it for that.
Ridiculous.
He did the honor a bet.
Even for a bit, it's pretty ridiculous.
It is pretty
that's crazy. But
so yeah, it
is. Made the bet. It was a silly bet to make. We've been saying for years it's coming along. So.
Yeah. So yes, you are correct, Mick.
I even tried to
Spider-Man is definitely coming to PC. In a remaster.
And Miles Morales.
Yeah, and Miles Morales, which they put in the article separately. Follows, I think, a month later or something like that. So
Soft blow.
Yeah, Spider-Man first, then Miles Morales, and of course, then we'll see the rest of them.
Yeah.
But it's a common trend. I don't, and again, and BitCloud knows this, and I think everybody else on the panel knows this. There is no downside to putting the game on PC. There's absolutely zero downside to it. It just means more people can experience it. It's not going on Xbox. Don't worry. Like,
I do have a quick question for BitCloud though. With
What's up?
Spider-Man remaster coming to PC and Miles Morales coming to PC this year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Spider-Man 2 will be day and date on PC?
Day and date is eventually is going to happen with them of some capacity, whether it be multiplayer games or single player. But I don't think that's going to be day and date. They're probably going to do the same thing they did with this. Probably it's just going to be the wait times is going to be significantly less. So it's probably going to be a full year, and then you'll see it go to PC at this point.
Yeah.
I think it depends on when that game comes out, because they're gonna be slowly reducing that time frame. It'll get like you just said, a year, and it'll maybe 8 months, 6 months, 3 months. So then and then eventually it'll be.
Eventually, they are getting closer and closer. They like baby step to the shorter display. I mean, because everybody has like what was funny about it? It went from I got no problem as long as the games are 4 years old. And then it's like I got no problem if the games are 2 years old. Then I got no problem if the games are 1 year old. It's like at this point, I think it's safe to say that you don't care if it's day and date. If it's day and date,
the reason I ask is, like personally, I feel like Miles Morales is also coming this year because maybe they do want to do it day and date.
I mean, it's up to them. It's up to them. I mean, they missed the golden opportunity. Well, then again, they didn't really miss a golden opportunity. Because the game was announced last year. They announced it last year officially that it was coming in 2023 or this year. I forgot which year it was, but No Way Home. If they really wanted to make a crazy cash out, then I would have timed this with No Way Home. If that they had that luxury, but they didn't have the luxury for it. So it's really up to them at that point. Marketing for this game is going to be through the roof. I already know. They made a custom bus for the first game. They made a train. You guys remember that for the game as well. Now we're going to Spider-Man 2. And you already know all they got to do is just put like a black Venom logo on a console, and that thing right there is going to be your next.
Oh yeah, it's going to sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, that's it. So they pretty much are in a great position now. They did some cool thing with PC as well. If they really wanted to be marketing like geniuses about it, right? Let's say they partnered with NZXT. Imagine a custom NZXT case that had Venom's logo on it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
I think I'd like to see maybe the Venom symbiote taking over the Spider-Man suit as a console design. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff they can do marketing wise with it. And again, you also got to take into account as well. They have another one. They have Wolverine. And that's probably going to drop in 2024, 2025. Yeah. Maybe you're looking at the release for that probably. So, again, it's a good time. It's really a good time. And Spider-Man, I don't know if you all played Spider-Man 2018. Any of you all played?
Oh, yeah, I played it 100% of the main story for that.
That literally is one of the best superhero games
it's amazing.
From PlayStation Studios we've ever gotten. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that game is, how it does.
The combat and like the web swinging system in that game, it made you feel like Spider-Man. It was so good.
Yeah, there's only one drawback of the web swinging, and that's when remember he does the little dive bomb, the old dramatic dive bomb to catch momentum. It feels like you catch no momentum because it slows down, and you immediately go back to the normal swings. Hopefully they fix that, they speed that up, but that can also be fixed on PC with mods, mod support. So, I mean, it's up in the air at that point.
We've got a good super chat there, $4.99 from Mr. Joanna Dark. Thank you for that. He says, "Hello, gentlemen. Do you think we see a PSPC app and it offers cross-buy? Will the app integrate with Steam and EGS, or will it be independent?" Big Cloud, to yourself first.
PlayStation PC app. I mean, pretty soon we're going to see Gamepass on your TV. Just like you'll see an app of some sort for PlayStation. So I can see that PlayStation Plus Premium getting merged into some sort of thing like that. Like you can get that on your TV and have your games on there for sure. Because they talked about that. Jim Ryan talked about that in the conference where he said beyond the console. I don't know if y'all saw it, where it's very similar to Game Pass. You see PlayStation in the middle, and then you see PC, mobile TV, all that stuff branched out. So it's possible, most definitely. I know a lot of people think, Sony's gonna have like a separate launcher. I don't think they're gonna have a separate launcher for PC because they got it so well done right now for Steam. Yeah, Steam asked for a little payout, but I mean, it's worth it at that point because you're getting a 250% return on your investment. And each game, if you guys notice, has been outdoing the other in sales on PC. Spider-Man's about to take the lead at this point. I see that.
Oh
doing
yeah,
like
Spider-Man's gonna
Yeah.
yeah.
it's gonna
So
reach the
I'm
slot of
like
team
hotcakes.
charts in record times.
Yeah, I could do
I
that.
mean,
I could see that doing
I-
like another 6 or 8 million, depending on the pricing of that.
Mm.
It's probably gonna be $50. It's probably gonna be $50
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
both of
yeah.
them for sure.
Be 45,
I mean,
50.
the more interesting part of this question, because and I really love the question, is about cross-buy. And of course, with that cross progression and everything. And I've thought about this a lot lately because a similar question came up on a different podcast I was on, and I honestly don't think that Sony is going down the road of cross-buy, at least in the foreseeable future. They will go eventually day and date, like BitCloud said, but the way how they handle their ecosystem right now, I don't see any reason for them to do a cross-buy thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
If
I
they
don't
get
think they
you,
will
if
either.
they can get you paid $60 or $70 on a console,
Yeah.
they're more likely they're gonna want to see if you'll pay a 50 for
Yeah,
the
I mean,
PC or whatnot.
well,
It's just how
they-
it is.
They tried to worm their way out of the Horizon Forbidden West thing, right? And then they had to like backpedal
Exactly.
on that because people were kind
Yeah.
of lost their minds about it.
The price
and-
is
so.
and
Oh
they-
shit! You remembered that?
It was very
Yeah.
shady. Like you couldn't get it on the like store on your PlayStation. You had to go to the actual site to buy it from there. That's how shady it was. I was like, where's the option to buy the cheaper, obviously $70? I'm like, that's not what was advertised. And yet people damage control and go, oh, support the developers. Now these same dudes are crying about games going to PC. I thought you support the developers. Because all this
Yeah,
money
true.
is going to the
True.
developers, 250% return on investment. That right there is guaranteeing
Yeah.
me that I'm going to see a Spider-Man 3. I'm going
I
to
mean,
see
if
more
they-
Wolverine games. I'm going to see these games go out there. and
If they
well.
do cross-buy, I think they're gonna charge you a cross-buy bundle, and it'll be like maybe $80 or $90
Yeah,
if they decided to do that. But I don't think they will personally.
it's possible. They did that with was it Japan Studio? They did that for Neo, the double package thing, something like that. So yeah,
I remember. Yeah.
it's possible.
I was
think
going to
that's
say Call
what
of Duty do something very similar themselves. Actually, the Activision do a cross-gen bundle where you get one that's accepted for both generations,
Yeah,
but you pay an
there-
extra
yeah.
bit. It's like $90 or something ridiculous, just to be able to play it on both consoles or have the next-gen version of the game.
Ready. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm probably on the same route. I don't think they'll do cross-buy. But if they did, they'll charge more, a significant amount more
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, I can see it for sure. Because they don't even have their return policy fixed. So the odds of them having a cross-buy
Yeah.
policy
It's still
fixed in record
it's
time
still
are
the worst
very
return
small.
policy I've ever seen. The moment you start downloading it, you can't return it.
You can't return it on Steam. You at least get like a grace period. It's okay.
like 2
You got
hours
an
or
hour
something?
of playing. Yeah,
Yeah.
like an hour or two.
Yeah.
Like if you liked it, then okay. Because that at that point, if you put more than 2 hours in the game, obviously you like the game. It's no problem. But
Yeah.
if it's less than an hour, I mean, why not refund the money at that point? So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
True.
Yeah, Jim Ryan wants your money. Wants your money.
And he's making it. That's the sad part. Like, dude saying like they're like, I'm going to PC. Either
Oh, yeah.
way, he's going to get his money. You going to buy these
Yeah,
PlayStation games.
I've-
Either way.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to buy Spider-Man. Even though I've already played it on PlayStation 4, I'm going to buy it again. I'm going to buy it again because I love that game.
Dude, it's
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the best Spider-Man games. It's actually the best Spider-Man
It's the
game
best
I've
Spider-Man
I've ever played.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I want that quality for all
Oh, yeah.
superheroes.
One of the
Oh,
reasons I
good, bro.
bought a PlayStation 4 was specifically for Spider-Man.
Yeah, because I can see Sony moving down the list, right? You can see Iron Man getting the treatment of this. You can see Ant-Man getting the crazy treatment of this. You can see all these other characters get thrown into the mix, like Spawn, like good God, there's just so many characters they can choose from. But it's a lot. Scarlet Witch after the Multiple of Madness, or Doctor Strange. I mean, why not?
A Doctor Strange game would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Well,
like,
even
why
if
not?
you have a look across the board at the successful Guardians of the Galaxy game, that was actually a good game, unlike Avengers, which
Oh, it was amazing. Like the only thing that put me off of buying that game when it first came out was Avengers.
yeah, and that's the problem. A lot of people seeing Avengers went, oh no, oh I'm not
Yep,
I'm
that's
not gonna get
exactly
Guardians if it's like
exactly what I
Avengers.
did. I was like, oh, Square Enix, nah, I'm good, thank you. I know exactly what happened with Marvel's Avengers, and I don't want that.
Yeah,
And I was wrong.
yeah,
I was wrong to judge that game.
I've started Guardian of the Galaxy like a few weeks ago with the story, and I must say it's really good.
yeah.
Like
it's amazing.
the
The
way it
soundtrack
plays,
elevates that game too.
yeah, it's really good. So I'm not that far yet, but so far for what I played, I'm enjoying it.
Oh,
It's a
you'll
very
enjoy.
lengthy game as well, like
No.
20, 25, close
Yeah.
to 30 hours, depending on how long you take with it.
Yep.
You'll enjoy it the
Oh,
more
yeah,
it
I'll
goes
take
on,
off
though.
the-
Like the
off
boss
this one.
fights in it are
That
fun.
game-
The characters are fun. The humor's well done. The worlds and the locations are beautiful. It's it gets crazier the further you go, and it's good.
Yeah.
It's great.
And like the huddle moves as well, when you all
Yeah.
huddle into the circle and then it plays like a random song. It's such a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
It didn't sell as well because it didn't have the crazy marketing, that Spider-Man had. But again,
Yeah.
imagine if it did, it would have done really, really well. Really, imagine Thor on PlayStation or Xbox of this magnitude from Spider-Man, a
Yeah.
Thor game.
That would be. It
And
would be
let's
cool.
say
Yeah, that would be.
and let's say it's dark, like the actual mythological times. Like you actually can see blood and stuff go around. He calls his hammer back.
Yeah.
That's
I think like one of the best things about Guardians of the Galaxy is the game you bought was the game you got. It wasn't padded out with microtransactions and season passes galore. You got the game, you experienced the 25 to 30 hours game, and it was bloody good. It was a bloody good time. There was like stuff to unlock through the game, like you would back in the day where you just go around opening like these crates and you get a costume.
yeah.
Yeah, that was one awesome thing to see about the game. Actually, was the fact that every bit of costume was unlockable in the game, and all you had to do was find it.
Yep.
There was no.
That's what I loved about
DLCs, there was
Jedi
no
Fallen Order as well. Like,
Free
Microtransactions.
patches. Yeah, free patches that were like constant. Like what I loved about them too, they were so committed to that game months past its release. Like you kept getting crazy suits, even going along with the movies. Hey, you guys watch No Way Home? Here's the No Way Home suit. Here's the Far From Home suit. I'm like, they were just throwing love at that game, and the engagement for that game was still high because everybody wanted to try out the new suits. But there was one suit that everybody kept asking in the back of their mind, where's that Venom suit? And now we know where that's been. That's going to be in part 2. So, but it's good, and I'm excited as hell for what they do with part 2. Like we got Kraven the Hunter talking.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
I can't wait.
That game is going to be ridiculous. Then you got Wolverine on top of this. It's a good time to be a Marvel fan. The only downside I would probably say is that we still haven't gotten a proper Captain America or Iron Man game of this magnitude. But I do think we will eventually get there at this.
Oh, there's no
particular
doubt.
route.
No doubt at some point.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Because Wonder Woman is getting a game, right? If I remember correctly, and that's Sarah Bond. I don't know. They might have some deal going on with Xbox. I remember Sarah Bond tweeted at Gal Gadot, the Xbox.
Yeah,
So
she's
I was
like, black and green go well. She's like, yes, it does.
yeah. So I was like, okay. So she might be at the showcase.
But yeah, go on, Jen. You were just
No.
just about to say something there.
Oh no, I was clearing my throat. Sorry.
Same as me then.
It's my hay fever that's playing up.
Oh,
That's why I
God.
turned my cam off. My eyes were bloody burning a little while ago, watering constantly.
How'd you guys feel about the backlash though? You know that was the only thing that upset me about the whole thing is like dudes were going through Insomniac's old tweets saying, "Oh, you guys lied." I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
it's ridiculous.
it's a business.
Yeah.
It's
It's
ridiculous.
a business that changes based off of metrics and just how the way the market flows. The market's going towards metrics
Yeah.
and engagement numbers. So
Honestly, my only thought about this is, do people not have better things to do? Honestly, like scrolling 5 years back in a timeline and
Yep, just to bring up a
recap
tweet that says
something.
it's never coming to PC. Plans
different
change.
time when they were owned by a different investor, and it's ridiculous.
Plans and vision
They're
changes.
like
and
Jim
this is
Ryan
exactly
needs
what's
to
happening.
go, man. He's dumb. Jim Ryan's got to go. And I'm sitting there going, is he dumb? Because aren't you buying the next installment?
Yeah.
Well, that's different. It's a different game. No, it's not. Because clearly he knows what he's doing, and you're buying the next game. And they go, oh, I'm going to go to PC. So at the
That's
scene,
the whole point. You play where you want.
I mean, that's
No,
where they
don't
want.
let the
No.
door hit you in the ass on the way down.
But here's the funny thing, though. If you're going to PC, and you're going to quote unquote build PCs, you're going to educate me, Drew, and everybody who know anything about PC gaming. It takes more than one screw to build a PC.
Yeah.
Yep.
It takes more than one screw. And if you want to build this PC and go quote unquote, oh, I want to make a rig better than Big Clouds. Hey, go for it. But man, the thing about this one, this one is future proof. I'm happy with this. You know what I mean? But dude's like, oh, I don't want to spend thousands of dollars buying graphics cards and upgrading, all this stuff. And I'm like, but you're
You have a console then, dude.
No.
Like, what is wrong with these people?
No. But they're like, I don't want to buy graphics cards. I don't want to buy all this stuff and buy all this stuff. And I'm like, but you want to buy a pro unit version of the consoles that you got. That's gonna put you basically in the same territory. You're upgrading as it is.
Yeah,
it's like you don't win either way. And dudes go, well, what about updates on PC? You get those on consoles every day.
Yeah.
Half the people that reckon they're going to make a jump to PC wouldn't even know what to do with a keyboard.
Every game has what, guys? A day one patch. Every game. And first party games, they usually have a convenient software patch for stability purposes.
Yeah.
Just like you would have on your PC for driver updates. You see, on PC, you have to do that stuff by yourself.
Manually.
It just tells you. So, like, by the way, there's a driver update now. Do you want to install it? Or do you want to just wait?
Yeah.
And then you go
half the time
Windows.
they don't tell you. Half the time they don't tell you. It's when your game messes up that you have to know. And that's another thing people aren't ready for. Outdated drivers, so the games don't work. I'm like, bro, this is what you're setting yourselves up for. If you want to talk about, I'm all PC. I don't think you're all PC. The point of console gaming is simplicity. That's always been it. And there's like, well, the console gonna lose its relevancy. Is it really?
Yeah.
No.
Sony's a big known, literally powerhouse in many millions of homes. You really think that's going to diminish because games are going to PC? No. So I said day and day will happen. It's not going to hurt the PlayStation whatsoever. It's going to help the PlayStation.
It's like the argument about as people say there's no reason to buy an Xbox. Well, I have a PC with a 3060 in it. Yeah, it's not a 3090, but it does the job for me to play some PC games.
Yeah.
But I also have my Series X.
Like, I hear them when they say that about the Xbox, and the reason why, and we talked about this multiple times, it's mostly because we haven't really seen no crazy results. You know what I mean? We haven't seen those games dropped, and that's where people are getting tired of waiting. They just want to see the crazy game. That's it. That's mostly due to frustration. Let's face it, this year, there's just no ifs about it. The two big games that were supposed to come out this year are coming out next year. So they went a whole year. They went a whole year without a single master release. So I get where people are voicing their frustration out there. But again, that's a problem like higher up, or not really higher up, but that's a problem with them not checking in with the studios. What do you see with Herman Holtz and all of them? They're always tweeting that, hey, we just went to go check out Naughty Dog. We went to go check out these guys. There needs to be quality control standards. Over there at Microsoft.
I fully agree with that.
We can't afford another Halo Infinite dropping the way it did with lackluster content or having crazy.
I fully agree with you there.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Absolutely.
So that's where their issue is. Again, but I mean, it's there's going to be a long gen, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, it's going to be super long gen, 100%.
I'm not that tall.
Yeah.
I'm
We're going to
5'10".
stretch you out this generation, Jen. They're going to be super long.
5'10", I'm 6'3". I might be the tallest guy here.
Oh, dear me. Next up, though, Vinny's not here. Probably a good thing for this topic. Sonic Frontiers, of course, showed itself off over the course of the last week or so. And we got to see a little bit more of that game as it's obviously scheduled to come out on all platforms. What do we think about what we've seen on Sonic so far? Do we like the route it's going with this more modern take on it? Do we not like
I'm going
it?
to come out and say this before anyone else speaks. Vin's probably going to hate me for this, but I haven't seen Sonic Frontiers gameplay, so I
Another
can't
reason
speak
to
on
kick
that.
him off.
You're well, I'm actually a little jealous of him because
I'm not saying I don't like Sonic. I just haven't got around to seeing the footage yet, so that's on me.
The scale of the game looks cool. I get what they're trying to go for, a big open world. Like the world looks fine. But that's about it. Like I don't really see anything. You know what I mean? I'm not getting that crazy Sonic vibes from this. I'm not getting like Sonic's not known for being realistic. Let's face it. Is it really known for being realistic? No, it's known for being wacky, over the top. Like that's why you have the crazy super big truck and Sonic Adventures 2 chasing you during the city escape and stuff like that, or the little pads over. It looks cool, but at the same time, I'm just like, I really don't care for this gameplay. Like even when he's doing the little attacks, like it's a little over the top. It felt like they were trying to be more so the movie than they were to being true to Sonic as a whole in terms of game form. Because there's two different Sonics. There's the movie version, and then we got the video game version. The video game version is known for its wacky, over the top world and its creativity. I just didn't really see that. And again, the game probably will be good just for me, especially seeing the bosses and the battles and whatnot. I just like, I'm not really feeling this. And the combat definitely looked a little clunky as well with the superpowers and everything. And I was getting, ironically, I think it was Sonic. I think it was called Sonic the Hedgehog. But you guys remember the one with on PS3 and 360 with Silver the Hedgehog, and it was kind of open. And I was getting those vibes with Silver the Hedgehog, the flying psychic one. I was getting those vibes. I'm like, I'm not liking this.
That game ran so awfully on the CryEngine. No, I have mixed feelings about it. I love the art style that they are going for with this super realistic environments, photorealistic environments. I like that. It's a modern approach. The game is still early, I would say, because like BitCloud said, we can tell the combat definitely needs a bit polish. The boss fights, need to be polished, but that's what this is. When you show gameplay earlier in development, they have time to polish that game, and I like the idea that they are going for with this game. So I give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm looking forward to see more.
I'm actually looking at the gameplay now, and it does seem a bit clunky, like with the way Sonic's feet interact with some of the environment.
It also looks like it takes a minute for him to get. It's like it feels like it takes a minute for him to get momentum to super run. It takes a minute, and they're putting big emphasis on that little tornado run thing he does, the little circle he makes on the characters, make the go in the air. They're putting a lot more emphasis on that. Like that's the ultimate attack than anything. I'm like, okay, I'm not really feeling like this is it. But I mean, it could be a sleeper hit, Fox. You never know. It might blow us away.
I'm very much in the same breath, actually. I'm not sure what to think of it. The world itself doesn't look like it has enough in it so far from what I've seen. There's a lot of running around. There's some grind rail there, but a lot of it looks pretty empty.
It looks like empty mountains, right? Just barren mountains, and then you barely see the grinds, and or maybe that's the trick they have to load that stuff in. You know what I mean? Because I think they talked about that for Uncharted. At the little summer kickoff, they were talking to the developers. So they were talking about how they use techniques to blur and transition stuff in. Maybe that's the mask to load it in. That way it can be smooth. But either way, it makes the game look like there's nothing to do.
Yeah, that's what it come across to me. It wasn't so much how his attacks or anything like that. It was just the fact that the world looked empty. It didn't look like there was anything to do there, and if part of the reason you go through this world is just traversal and running around the place, but then what are your missions or what are you doing? It's obviously a different direction to any previous Sonic. So I don't know. It just didn't look like there was much to do in it. That's the one thing that caught my eye when I was watching it. I was like, okay, but what is the point? What is the point in this game now?
Yeah. I see Barely said there's going to be several worlds, but okay, if there's going to be several worlds, why show this world as your first show?
Yeah, sure.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, why not show the over the
more
top
things in.
worlds? And yeah, and at least give us the illusion that there's more to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, remember how we got the amazing remake of the Sonic Adventure 2 collection type of thing? That was really well done. I was like, that's Sonic.
Yeah.
I like to see that. Up to date, better controls, faster. This one is just like, it's more grounded. I'm like, I never want to use those words in Sonic. Grounded?
Yeah.
Nah, that shouldn't be how it be. So that's me.
Mick, what about yourself? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have. I'd agree with you. What I saw of it looked. I don't think they did a very good job of showing what's in the world. The world itself looked quite interesting, and I'm not really a massive fan of Sonic in general. I was always more of a Nintendo kid, so I never really sort of played many of the early Sonics apart from the first one. But this one, with it being open world, does interest me.
Yeah.
But the video that I saw, so I watched it again just before, just to remind myself, but it looked quite empty, didn't it? That was the thing that really, like, the world. It's a bit like what was that game years ago? Showed off like a big open world, and the world itself looks really good.
Yeah.
But there's feck all in it.
Yeah. That's the thing as well. That's the thing, and I think it's an open world trope.
So yeah,
yeah.
Assuming that was just like early footage, and there's stuff's going to be happening, which has to be, doesn't it? There's going to be something.
Yeah.
Assuming they do a good job of that, I might actually pick that one up and have a look at it. It looks, quite interesting.
Yeah. No, I was going to disagree with Barely. He says the first world of Sonic games is usually the most lackluster. City Escape is one of the most iconic levels in Sonic. I wouldn't do that. And again, if you like the game, you like the game. But you saying, why spoil the game? Why not show something better?
Yeah, I think I was going to say. I think for me specifically, it's if you're showcasing the game, you want to showcase some of the exciting things. Like I wouldn't show like it was clearly the game's not got just nothing in it. I think unfortunately the way they chose to showcase the game on this occasion showed that there wasn't much there. Even though the game probably has lots in it and lots to do, they didn't show that. Yeah. It looked empty. And it probably isn't the case. I want to quickly grab Xberg's super chat as well there before we continue. But he sends 10 Canadian dollars. Thank you for that. He says, I believe Sonic transitioning to real world so kids of today can relate to the movie offerings. It definitely sparked my 10-year-old daughter after showing her the game trailer. It's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to go with the movies. I mean, it flows. Realistic Sonic, realistic setting. I mean, that's where the kids are watching now. You're seeing a lot of the iconic characters get transitioned into real life films. Alvin and the Chipmunks. You got this, you got that. I mean,
it makes sense.
It goes with that. But when you look at games like this, though, you gotta look at these games kind of like job interviews. You know what I mean? First impressions are everything.
Yeah.
That's really it. You know what I mean? Like if you're not gonna show the big guns or blow us away, what's the point?
Yeah.
And that's where it is. So
I was gonna say, I would say, thankfully they've mentioned that they have some kind of Sonic event coming up as well.
Sonic. I forgot what it was called. Sonic something, but it's Sonic Fest. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, some kind of Sonic event anyway to showcase. I would imagine more about the game and whatever else has happened in the Sonic universe. So yeah, we're obviously going to see more of it going forwards. Bailey Making Rent does say it's going to be delayed.
Sonic Central is the name of the event.
Okay, right, Sonic Central. So yeah, we'll see more of it there. No doubt we'll see a little bit more of the different biomes and things like that. And
you know what I hope for?
Yeah,
I hope they had like the original vision of the first Sonic movie of what Sonic was gonna look like. They need to add that as like an alternate look for Sonic.
Yeah, like an alternate skin.
They do that. day one purchase for me.
Did you guys feel like they played the developers were playing Breath of the Wild and they took that as their inspiration for this one?
100%.
I
100%.
was
There's
getting
a lot of them now that have
all the
been
mountains.
influenced by those type of games, and Zelda, like you say, Zelda specifically for them has influenced a lot of how can we change our game from this to open world.
Yeah.
You've seen it now in Pokemon 2, which was the rightful transition for Pokemon. They went from being this kind of open world, kind of, but not really.
It was
very
linear. Yeah, it was always linear. Yeah.
To more of an open world in these larger environments and actual things roaming around. So, again, much like the first Pokemon open world one, Arceus Legends, it had its issues, but it was a good showcase of, okay, now we can understand where this is going for the next set of games. Zelda did that, and hopefully for Sonic on this occasion, this is a route that works out for the series, because of course they can't just keep releasing the same old Sonics forever. If they want to keep this IP going, they need to innovate.
Yeah. And with the massive success of the movies, they kind of have to bring that IP again to a new audience, and that's why I like the way that they are going forward with this. Yeah, no doubt.
100%.
Just
Sean,
don't turn
what
into
about
a
yourself?
werewolf. That's all.
I don't care. I have not cared about Sonic since Sonic 2, so meh.
Yeah. You didn't.
Like how your soul just left when you said it. I don't care.
All right.
I just don't give a rat's.
Yeah, that's fair one. Fair one.
You are luck that Vin isn't here, so
Vin would be like, what? Yeah.
Vin would be giving us all timeouts right about now.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
too right. Too right.
timeout card.
We having a
I don't
minor
know.
heart
Maybe,
attack.
maybe you'll like it if Sonic was a werewolf. Oh wait, never mind. They did that.
Pat, have you seen it as well?
Alright.
Or?
Yeah, I just watched it like 5 minutes ago. Like the real world kind of thing looks pretty cool. But I agree with what you guys said. Looks a little bit choppy and stuff. One thing that they might need to add is like when you run that fast, you should have like that trail behind you, with the dust and
Yes.
stuff. You
Yeah.
don't see that. Like you're running supersonic speed.
Yep.
There's nothing. That's one thing that they definitely need to add to that
That's a
game
good point.
to make it like realistic, So
Yeah, that's a very good point. I didn't even click onto that when I was watching the trailer. They don't have that iconic kind of blue streak that you see in the
I'm just
animation.
noticing that now myself, to be honest. Maybe there's
It
something
looks
they'll
like
add
a speeder
after.
on the ground too when he runs. Y'all
Yeah.
notice that? Like when he's on the grass,
Just
it
floating.
barely looks like he's running. Yeah, it looks like he's floating in some shots of the mountain, just running.
yeah, exactly.
I kind of feel like they do that, like running around in a circle sort of thing a lot as well, like whether that tornado sort of maneuver sort of thing is.
Yeah, they're so proud of that move. Like, hey, that's the move.
It seems like it seems like that's going to be like overused, and you're going to be like, is there any more moves than this? No.
Yep. Like, I got bored with the combat. That's the first time I ever got bored with a Sonic combat. I was like, what is going on here? Like you showing all these super moves back to back. I'm like, okay, cool, but that whole animation, I'm tired of seeing that now. I just want to just, fight the guys, go or run past them and keep it running.
I think enemy designs are very like generically boring as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll need to add a few more in. They'll have to have Dr. Robotnik in there in some way, shape, or form, and bring him.
Now,
in.
what they don't is if it's a new character, because from that world, it looked like something that Robotnik doesn't make. The way the boss looked and everything. So, I don't know. Maybe it's not even him.
Yeah. We shall see. We shall see.
Turns out it's evil Sonic that's built them all.
Yeah.
Evil Knuckles.
From the multiverse, because multiverse is like a big thing with everything nowadays. So, evil Sonic from the multiverse.
Yeah.
Me.
Like as of right now, not even a Knuckles reveal or a Shadow reveal can save what I saw for this game. My mind is kind of made up. I'm like, this is a massive pass until I see something that just really blows me away.
That's fair enough. Pat, what about yourself? Is there something you might look into or something you'll pass?
No, I'll pass on that.
Pass. Vin's having a
Yeah.
minor heart attack at work here. He can hear everything, but he can't respond. He's like,
I'm
no.
pretty sure he's called it.
We caused him to pass out like 10 minutes ago.
No, I'm pretty sure he watched it. He probably felt the same way. I mean, again, just gotta let that inner Sonic out for a second. Like, I don't know, man. This isn't faithful to the original. I just don't know it. So
This is a message for you, Vin.
Yeah.
A message for you, Vin. I wouldn't even play if it was day one in Game Pass.
oh, you chose violence. All right, hey, Vin, he chose violence. He chose violence.
Oh dear me. But yes, the final section of the show. We have the awesome showcase topics. We've learned, of course, some information. One of the very brief ones I want to cover over before we get into the actual big ones is that we now know E3 is returning next year. It is both physical and a digital event. How this plays out, and of course negotiations by E3 directors and staff and board members, etc., on how they charge companies that take part is another thing. There's obviously going to have to be some really big discussions for it to come back to the degree that they had previously. Do we foresee, and I don't want to have this as a mega topic because of course we've got some bigger things to speak about, but do we foresee, if E3 returns next year, them being able to convince Xbox and Sony to come back to E3 in full forms?
Yeah, I think it's a little too late at this point. Especially after the ridiculous leaking of everybody's information at the last one, and on top of that, if you think about it, it's like I was going to say I believe it when I see it, though. Type of thing, like when we get there. But I really don't think they'll need E3 at this point, and the reason why they've had ridiculous success with State of Play. They've had ridiculous success with Microsoft shows, strictly shows. Even Nintendo. Nintendo was like the first one that actually found success by just doing the Treehouse segments, or now the little Nintendo Direct. So it's at this point, it's like we might as well just say it's over. Because the reason why I don't think Sony, Microsoft, or especially Nintendo want to even invest in showroom space. That's the first thing that happens. Like how much money we're gonna blow on showroom space to buy these booths and set this stuff up and get all this stuff ready and food and stuff like that for people. It's like, yeah. I don't think they care about that. At that point, Sony's like, because PSX, I don't know if you remember, was trademarked. So they're just waiting for the pandemic to officially cease all the way to where they can actually bring that. I can see PSX probably coming in clutch for a lot of the events too, if they really wanted to push that social aspect of it. So
there you go. Barely Making Rant says, I'll be excited for E3 when Dutch is the host.
Yeah, that'd be
Here
fun.
you go.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it will.
They're like, who is this Viking? Like, oh, he's about to talk about Assassin's Creed. They see the beard. Oh my God, Valhalla 2.
Valhalla 2.
Hi guys, I'm Drew. E3.
I don't know, with this whole E3 thing, in a way, I'm kind of glad that they're trying to bring it back at least, but I feel like this is going to be their last hurrah. They're going to go big with this final E3, and that's going to be it, and something else is going to fill the void.
I tell you what, mind, these porn bots in chat today are on a roll.
Oh, they're relentless tonight, aren't they?
They are wild. Sorry, Boxy, I know you keep trying to grab the link, but I'm just too quick.
Yeah, I'm over here just literally putting their messages.
I've tried to do it as well, and you beat me as well.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why everyone got manscaped over the last month. So
Makes sense. They're like, oh, they're pushing Manscaped.
Turns out it's Vin. Turns out it's Vin, and he's angry at us about like Sonic. So
that's a
He's
good segment.
spamming
that's
the
just a
porn bots
business
now.
plan, First manscape everyone and then bring in the porn. So
And speaking of Manscaped,
Protect
protect your balls with
There's the
Manscaped.
code down below. Help yourself.
Missing that
Choose
Allstate
20% off
insurance,
with MWMU and free delivery at manscaped.com.
You're just missing that Allstate insurance, man. We'd be like, "Are your balls in good hands?" That's what you're missing.
Dear me, but yeah,
Yeah,
Mick,
man.
what do you think anyway? Do you think they'll be able to entice Sony and Xbox to come back or not?
I think Xbox is probably going to be the only one that will show up to that because they've got some sort of deal with the people that run it, haven't they?
Yeah, is it
ESA?
ESA?
Yes.
ESA.
So yeah,
And they host it in their own. What's it
In
called?
their own arena
I'm
anyway,
blanking.
yeah, the Microsoft
their own
or
arena.
something.
Yeah, so I think Xbox will probably be there in some capacity, but I think like Dick Cloud said, I'm going to miss E3. You know, I really did want to go to E3, but
I was going to say the
like
only
these
bit that I
companies wanting to
appreciate.
spend the kind of money that they want for the space,
Yeah.
for the showroom space.
Yeah,
That's the problem. You know, if it was, I don't want to say free, but if it was cheap, you know, just an acceptable price, I think they'd want to go just for just for the fans. But it feels like E3 are just, you know, the people who run it, excuse me, the people that run it are just asking for like stupid money.
Yeah.
Just for, you know, for the time they're there, and it's difficult for certainly the smaller companies to justify it. And we've already seen, like, say, Sony and Nintendo just went, nope, nope, don't want to do it. So it really just leaves Xbox and a bunch of, you know, the smaller studios that
And I mean,
can't really afford it. So it's sort of whether they do or not.
yeah.
and a lot of the, like BitCloud said, a lot of the publishers and developers have seen a tremendous success with having their own shows and getting the spotlight during those shows. It's another thing that especially mid-sized or smaller games just got overlooked at E3 with all the announcement squished into 2 days, and then and now they can get the spotlight. They don't have to pay the fees. Leaks are not the same deal, and so on. It has a lot of advantages for them. Nevertheless, the entire industry kind of needs this event where the gaming industry is also in the talks of the general media. You know, regular news sites reporting on gaming is only happening during E3 week. Not even Gamescom can pull that off, even though Gamescom is like 5 times the size of E3.
Yeah.
And seeing that gone is definitely something where I'm not sure if it behooves the industry as a whole. But it doesn't matter what I think. I think BitCloud is true, is right. I don't see E3 being the same again next year like it used to be a couple of years ago. Not after this long of a break, and but we shall see.
Yeah, most definitely. Final thoughts, Shaman, Pat? What do you think? Do you think it's going to be successful on its return, or do you think it's going to crash and burn?
I don't think they know how to make it successful.
Yeah,
I think it is Boxy said. E3, not E3. Sorry, Gamescom is bigger. It's better, and they should move stuff there. To be fair, you know, if they don't want to do their own thing.
I had a funny discussion on Twitter with the guy about this earlier. It is. I actually made a joke about this, but if you think about this, in terms of attendees, Gamescom is truly like 5 times the size of E3, and with E3 being gone, it is kind of weird that the publishers and developers not just move over to Gamescom and use that as a stage. It also has the advantage that it's way closer to the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you need to have the hype at the maximum. And after this, the hype would be there, and then we just roll directly at the end of August when Gamescom is. We roll directly into the gaming season with all the excitement. because in this day and age, we don't need E3 that early in the year. We really don't. E3 used to be that trading show where actual retailers went to the publishers. What do you have coming out this year? And then, of course, they needed a couple of months of lead time to prepare their orders and get shipments ready and stuff. You don't need that shit today. So there's really no reason why E3 is in June. Move that over to Gamescom, get the hype going, and let some of the rest of the world also participate in this exciting things. The US has had E3 for how long? 25 years now. Let Europe take over now.
Yeah.
And it's run better. You speak to journalists, they prefer the way that Gamescom is run, that they have those journalist days where they can get in, do all their interviews, and get out before the crowds get in.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest things I heard when public were allowed in, is that the journalists were saying, we can't get to our appointments because the halls are too crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They say that. Have you been on Gamescom? It's impossible to move from booth A to B. It's just too crowded. But they have these press days for that, and then they open up for the public, and that solved a lot of things. Yeah.
German efficiency for you.
Yeah, that's good.
Dude, if Germany can do anything, then it's organizing stuff.
No, but if I may get to the question that Dutch asked,
Yeah.
I don't think that E2 will be like how it was before. So, like they had a real good set with the online streaming and stuff,
Yeah.
And I think also that, like what Boxy says, that Gamescom is like five times bigger. It's like a good period of time to like show your things, like for the hype of the gaming season.
Yeah.
So and I don't think that also that probably only Xbox will be showcasing things on E3 and that PlayStation isn't. So, but I don't think like E3 is gonna be like how it was before. No, that's it's more the online and the streaming thing that's better than actual like a physical event. How it was in the past, but
Yeah, which is it's a shame as well, because of course, and they did mention that the one thing that fans have cried out for because of COVID is the physical event, is the need to meet up with fellow gamers and creators and everybody again and meet each other and have fun enjoying games and things, and that's one of the things they want to rectify. But also something that the competition's looking at. So the likes of Xbox is getting FanFest, then you've got PlayStation with PSX, and you've got Summer Game Fest is looking into in-person events as well. You've got Gamescom, which is in person. You've got PAX East, which is in person. You've got Tokyo Game Show, which is obviously, if you go over there, in person. So I don't think E3 or what it was and what it wants to be will work anymore, because again, I think they just ask too much for the people that they want to take part to be able to take part. And I think because of the lack of it, all of these companies have been able to do their own thing better and cheaper than they have previously. So why would you spend more for something that you don't need to do and you can do better yourself for less of an outlay? And even now they do things like digital demos, so even if you can't attend the event, you can play games that are at the event, or play trials for games at the event and things like that. So yeah, I don't think.
Funny you should say that. Actually, I was looking on True Achievements before, and there is actually somebody has said that is probably going to happen again. So there's been a leak, or partial, potential leak, that there is a whole new bunch of demos. Like, it's not much of a leak, because I think they tend to do it most years now. But yeah, so we're going to get another bunch of new demos from E3 that we're going to be able to play. over next week or so. So
No.
looking
How cool
forward to
would
that.
it be if it's not just indie games? And I'm not dismissing indie games in any way, shape, or form, but
Who knows?
I mean, they have these demos ready for attendees anyway, so why not make them public for the globe?
I mean, if you're right, you're bang on there. We've just seen that that Matrix one for your Unreal 5. And if if they'd have took that Matrix, if that was a game and they'd put that demo out as just, look, here's just a demo of like how no context, just this is the world, you can go and have a look around it, the game's coming later, and they'd put that out, we'd have all been like, what the is this? This is amazing, you know. So do that with something like Project Mara, where you just get to wander around in a ray traced world of, you know, that'd be amazing.
I mean,
I like that.
That
Yeah,
would basically be make your own little game for it. But what I really mean is, if you look at the E3 booth and you go to Ubisoft, and then they have that demo ready for all the attendees and all the journalists, and why not make that online available for everyone else to play? I mean, these kind of things would be a cool thing.
Yeah,
and it would make it a true digital E3. Yeah.
There was people like you that were playing Skull. Was it you that was playing Skull and
Bones?
I mean, that could have been on a thing for us to play, just at a limited time for a week, and we'd all had a play of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's there.
I'm going to say something here that's very slim chance. I mean, very micro slim chance. But what if they show the Starfield gameplay and they also go, we've got a demo you can experience now, downloadable on the Xbox Store?
I don't think that big RPGs lend themselves very well to short demos. Unless there's a small section that you play before you get into the main game, maybe.
Yeah, it could be like a pre-built character that they've already built for people to experience, and they go, have fun. Here's an hour-long demo of a small section of the map.
Or better yet, you get the character creation bit, and they say, you go and make your character, you do what you want to it, and when you start the game, that'll be imported into it.
That would be an awesome thing. It's funny you say that because I suggested, I think it was 2 weeks or so ago when we talked about this here, 3 weeks on this show. We need better companion apps for these kind of games where you do stuff like that. Yeah. I fully agree. Whenever I start a game like a Starfield, or in the past, of course, like Skyrim, I spent like 3 hours in the character editor. Let me do that
I'm exactly the same.
Yeah, let me do that a week up front on my app, and also let me manage my inventory on that app, and let me explore the map and the quest list and stuff like that. We need better companion apps. I think they have kind of vanished. We had them in the 360 days. If you remember, Smart Glass.
I missed them. I missed them.
Yeah.
Think about Saints Row as well. Saints Row had one of the best
Destiny
ones.
1 had a great one. Yeah. And I wonder where they went, and it would be fantastic, to have that.
Some companion apps were brilliant because it means you didn't have to bring up the menu in game. You could just have this app on your phone, and the map would appear, and it was like real time with the game, and you'd be able to just say, "Okay, well, I can do X, Y, and Z."
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember sitting at work, browsing through my inventory in Destiny and changing the looks of my character at work, and then when I'm at home, I boot up the game and ready to go. It's awesome.
Sham, you were talking about Destiny before, and one of the biggest disappointments for the first game was that Smart Glass app where the fifth player, because it used to be you could have 4 in a team, and a fifth player was on Smart Glass. On the first division.
Yeah.
And the fifth player could control the drone, and I was like,
that is then they cut
genius. I cannot wait for that. And it was one of the first things they announced when they came back with an update saying they cut it. But some of those Smart Glass apps had real potential, and they just died. because like nobody was using it. Even people who had them didn't know they existed because they weren't advertised.
That kind of feeds into what's been happening recently with the Fable thing. Is just that the scope of games change.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they probably shouldn't have advertised it in the way they did. That was typical Ubisoft of
From smart glass to
overhyping
broken glass in
something.
60 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, that's just the scope of a game changing. Maybe they just couldn't get it working, but they shouldn't have advertised it in the way they did.
I think they said that it worked out that in the multiplayer section in the Dark Zones, if you had a 5th character on the drone, you had a very big unfair advantage. To which my
You
argument
just ban them
was,
from the Dark Zone.
yeah, just don't allow it in the Dark Zone then. It was literally the first thing I said was just don't allow it in the Dark Zone then.
You could even have some story element where there's some like radio towers or something that just blocks the transmission of that drone. I don't know. I don't care.
Signal
Yeah,
jammers.
it's just I don't know.
It's not hard to think of that, really, is it?
No. Really easy, really easy. But never mind. We'll move on to the final 2 little bits here, and we've had a little bit of news from Jeff Keighley, and I don't know whether or not he's just trying to control the hype, or we shouldn't be as excited for his show tomorrow, or looking forward to it. But he's saying don't expect anything grandiose, anything too flash. It's mainly more of a look at games that we already know about. What that might be. To be fair, there's a lot of games we know about that we haven't seen yet, so I think there's still some excitement could be had tomorrow, and of course we will be covering it. But just a quick cover over of that statement. Boxy, what do you make of that from Jeff? Kind of a downplaying in it a little bit just to get people's hypes under control.
It's an interesting one, of course. It's kind of like the Aaron Greenberg tweet, temper expectations that we usually get before the show. Yeah, honestly, I mean, even with the stuff that they have already announced that's gonna be there, it's looking like a fantastic show. I mean, they confirmed Callisto Protocol, first real gameplay. We will see, of course, Call of Duty, and not my game, but still, it's big. We will get some news and updates on Gotham Knights. Can't wait for that. We will see the Cuphead DLC, the Delicious Last Course. It's awesome. For the Fortnite players, they will have the collision event or what it's called there. Then, they have a Blake Tale there. They have Forspoken there. We have also seen in the trailer, in the hype trailer, Redfall. There, in the end, what he said, and I think that's the narrative out there right now. He didn't say, don't expect something awesome. Don't expect too many new game announcements. He said the main focus of this show is on already announced stuff. Updates, gameplay, first gameplay, stuff like that. I'm excited for it. I love to see extended gameplay for Callisto Protocol. I want to see more of a Blake Tale. I want to see the Delicious Last Course. I want to see Gotham Knights. Were they able to polish that a little bit from the last showing? I want to see.
No.
Shut up.
No. I'm just going to go ahead and be that guy to answer that. No, they haven't polished it. It's terrible.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's already
as long as they change that red hood hopping thing, I'm not bothered.
I'm gonna say you
exactly.
think him spirit jumping, is it?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that Gollum game is gonna be there. I want to see that in action. Yeah, listen, there's a couple of good things coming tomorrow, and that's just the stuff that is already known. I'm always looking forward to see a couple of smaller or mid-sized games in there. There's a lot of stuff coming for this year that has already been announced, but we haven't seen extended gameplay. Deliver Us Mars just got a release date today in September. Maybe we see gameplay there. Who knows? I would be down for that. Then we have a couple of other games. I'm blanking on one right now. they made that black and white game. I'm blanking on it. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of stuff potentially has the potential to be shown there. Saints Row, we want to see that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And don't forget that Jeff Keighley had last year Elden Ring, one of the probably the game of the year of this year and one of the best games in a long time for many. So yeah, I wouldn't dismiss this show tomorrow. I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
He's obviously going to have Kojima Sharp. Maybe not to show anything, but he's going to speak
Flintlock.
there, of course.
That's
Sorry, Chenzi. Now Flintlock.
That's the one.
Still scheduled for the year. We haven't seen it. All these games could be there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun show.
So I've talked to him twice in Twitter Spaces. He's been very open about it. Again, I know a lot of people is like, "Is it going to be crazy announcements?" The reason why he said temper expectations in a sense and said that it's going to be more updates is because he doesn't have like y'all remember the big reveal last time was like the Elden Ring gameplay. Yeah, I remember that, and that kind of set for the rest of the show, and the rest of the show is actually pretty good. So he doesn't really have nothing like that because, if I remember correctly, Sony pretty much stole what could have been that moment from him with the Callisto Protocol. I actually thought that was going to be at this show, and we were going to get more of just something else with Sony on their show. But so it's really up in the air at that point. It's really up in the air. It should be a good show. I know everybody's looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I do expect some really, really good updates. He said Street Fighter 6, you're going to get more in-depth gameplay look of that, which is interesting because you're about to get that Capcom specific show.
Yeah.
So it's like Capcom feel very confident with this game where they're about to show even more of it. Also, Call of Duty is going to get the reveal. They get the campaign reveal is going to be here as well, and a few others. So he's got some surprises, but mostly it's going to be updates. Delicious Last Course, like you said before. Probably Forspoken can make a debut here because I feel like a lot of people kind of forgot all about that game. I don't expect Indiana Jones to be here. I expect that to be more so at the Xbox event. A few others. So yeah, and that's another thing too. That's why I feel like E3 is kind of like lost in the shuffle if they ever were to come back. Everybody's got their own show and they're on their own time. They're not on the board's time anymore of E3, and they kind of shot themselves in the foot with E3. E3 could have been that Super Bowl / WrestleMania of gaming if they actually were open to play ball and willing to play ball by moving it instead of just opening up to everybody. It should be dedicated days for people. So if you were media like us, for example, right, we would be considered influencers. We have YouTube channels and reaches and followings, right? It would have been simple if they had that open for us for those days, and then you have everybody else come in the other days, and but
that's how Gamescom is handled these days.
Yeah, that's how they should be doing that, but they didn't. They didn't think they're too busy trying to monopolize it or monetize it. Sorry, and it's sad. That's why it could have been better. It could have been bigger. It could have been a whole lot bigger. But that's it on me. Though I look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a good show for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a good time to be a gamer. Let's just put that on paper.
Oh yes,
it's an exciting week for gamers. Definitely.
Eventually, it's been quite a dry patch, hasn't it?
Why you gotta be the negative Nancy? Why you gotta do that?
It has been. It's good. It's great. We're getting excited for it now because let's face it.
Go play your Gotham Knights. Let us be positive.
Hell no.
Oh, I will.
Don't force that on me, please.
Play that.
Oh dear me. But no, it's I'm still excited for it regardless. I was never expecting them to come up with massive reveals. I think he wants, even himself, he wants to save that for his Game Awards at the end of the year. That's his big reveal moment. Yeah,
he probably had some, but it's just I think Sony and again Microsoft's about to take even more right with their show. I just think everybody's got their own thing going on where it's tough. He even said that in the Twitter space. It's tough to get a lot of stuff now. So I think, yeah, whatever snippets he has from Sony or Microsoft, that is the Game Awards show. I don't expect a hardware reveal at that Game Awards show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Because that was another big moment he had where he showed the Series X, which is a good reveal. I don't expect that to be there. I expect that more so at the Bethesda showcase or whatever Microsoft wants to do. Because a lot of people are talking about a dongle. I think that's what's been going around, like a smaller, compact.
Yeah, like a plug-in thing.
Keystone, Project Keystone, the streaming device.
Yeah, I saw Cody Eastwood put like a small Roku looking box style one that was like he called it Series V, Series Y, or something like that. I mean,
that was in the lead up to the launch of the Series X and S. There was the rumor about the third one. Actually, in the making, it was called the Series V at that time, and all these. I've seen a lot of these pictures again that we have seen 2 years ago from fans, and I don't expect that to be at the show, though, to be honest. Microsoft came out a couple of weeks ago and said, they're working on something like that, but they changed plans for that. The device needs to go through an overhaul. They want to do something else with it, and so it won't be there tomorrow.
I think the only hardware we're going to see is probably the Design Labs thing.
Not even that. We see that maybe at the extended showcase. We don't see that tomorrow in the showcase. Tomorrow it's gonna be games. We also won't see a lot of extended gameplay. I doubt that they have the extended show for that. So everyone who has like 5-10 minutes straight gameplay ready is gonna be at the extended show. And tomorrow you will see, just like they did last year with Halo. Halo got like 3 minutes last year with a montage trailer using in-game assets, but not gameplay.
It also flows with the new standard that they're trying to set, where they demand, you know what I mean? Like we need a demo, at least a working demo or some sorts from them. If I remember correctly, that was going around. So that definitely flows with that. And I agree 110% with that. That's more likely the case. Maybe the Game Pass family plan. As another thing that might
I think that'll be the extended one as well.
That'd be there.
But speaking of which, of course, the other news, aside from Summer Game Fest and Jeff Keighley obviously trying to downplay a little bit, but I think he's learning from the others who say this every year as well. Temper your expectations. We don't need to get through the roof hyped and expect every game you've ever wanted to be announced.
I think that the thing is with why he needs to do or temper the expectations now a little bit up front is he said something I want to say a month ago or so, maybe 6 weeks ago. He said something like that a lot of the third-party developers are not going to have their own shows this year, and everyone was like, okay, then everyone is gonna be at the Keighleys, like Ubisoft, like an EA, like a Square. If they don't have their own shows, then they have to turn up at that show. And I think that was the narrative like 6 weeks ago or so. And so it's probably smart to temper expectations up front now.
Although I think he's saying temper expectations, I'm pretty sure he's got to have at least one, maybe two surprises too.
Definitely. Yeah, like you know what the community can be like though. That can get like way crazy with some of them. They're like, I've heard.
Surely not, Dutch. What are you trying to say?
Especially if Kojima shows up, it's going to be this. Oh, it's got to be Metal Gear for coming for a specific platform. I'm not going to mention. By a specific nut job that can't shut up about Metal Gear Solid.
That'd be funny if Hassan Kerman shows up.
Oh no!
He shows up to announce that Abandon has been abandoned.
Abandon is Metal Gear, and Kojima's working, and be like, "Yeah, I did." He has like a Vince McMahon moment. I did it. It's all
Oh dear me! Cool. But another good bit of news that we got, of course, is the extending this whole showcase period. Xbox, of course, announced that they've got an extended showcase, another 90 minutes on Tuesday. Of course, we'll be covering that live as well. Tuesday the 14th, and that will showcase extended gameplay footage and new trailers that haven't been seen before. Xbox, a lot of the Xbox staff that have kind of shared this information out as well has said this does contain all new stuff. which is good to know. So there's not anything that we'll have seen before in terms of gameplay or footage or anything like that that's used. So everything that we see on the extended showcase is all new.
So you would think that would be more of the CGI trailers, so stuff that's kind of further out, if that makes sense, like the Fables. No,
On the
Or they said
contrary, the CGI stuff will be in the main show.
The main show,
I
yeah, I
think-
think they'll
Oh,
use the
okay,
main
okay.
show to say,
Yeah.
this is such and such, and in the extended, we're going to give you all this gameplay. I think that's...
I mean, they literally said that the extended showcase is to give deeper looks into announced games and developer interviews. And that's exactly what they did last year. If you
Yeah.
remember the Paris Lily show,
Yeah.
the thing is that this time they learned, because last time they didn't announce that extended show till after the actual showcase. Not even at the main showcase. They mentioned that this is gonna happen. They posted that like 15 minutes after the final show ended on their blog post. And I remember, because I was in a reaction show and was like, damn, we didn't see gameplay for this. We didn't even see Halo gameplay. And then they announced like 10 minutes after the show, yeah, we are having another event in 3 days. And so this time they learned from that. And
Yeah. tell
honestly,
people.
I enjoyed the extended show last year almost as much as the main show. I love that deep look. I love the developer interviews. If you remember, at that show, Ninja Theory came out. They said, listen, here's where the game is. We're working out a vertical slice right now. We're building the game from there. And then they showed all these assets that they are gonna use, little snippets from the game. Loved it. The Microsoft Flight Simulator guys from Asobo were there talking about, how they work with the cloud and everything. I loved it. Age of Empires was there with an extended look. This was a fantastic show. It isn't for the masses.
Yeah.
And that's why it's at the extended show, but it's for these nerds like me. I love that stuff, and I can't wait for that extended showcase. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. And I definitely think it's going to be that'll be the part where they talk about, if they're going to talk about the Game Pass family plan, and design labs, and all that.
Because
stuff.
eventually it's gonna be at this point with all the games they have in development, they're gonna go, hey, that family plan, it's legit, and we want to get as many of you into this as possible.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be cheaper than we think it's going to be.
Yeah, I think that as well, to be honest. I think it's probably going to go...
They just want to get those numbers up. It's all about getting those numbers up at the moment.
What was the lead price? Was it $30?
I think it was less than that.
Was it less than 30?
I don't think there was a real leak.
I
Was
don't
it
think
like
it was
was it only?
No, I think it was just speculation of what they think.
I don't think I don't think they can go to 30. 30 is too much.
No, too much.
It's going to be 20, 25, something. In
I was going to
between
say, I think I've seen around 25-ish.
For us,
I think
that's
that for a
about
family plan's insane.
£25, $30 is about the same thing, isn't it? So
Yeah.
So. I
And
think maybe
considering, I was going to say,
slightly less.
considering
I'm
at the
talking
moment they
euros.
know people do game
Euros are a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, at the moment they know people game share. They don't dismiss it. They say, okay, we know people are game sharing. They've got accounts, etc., and we kind of allow it because we know the remits behind it. I.e., you've got a couple of consoles in the house. As long as your profile's on both of them, then you can use the Game Pass on both of these things. That's fine. Whatever you download goes over there. That's fine. But
when they're going to put some limitations into some stuff then once they launch that, you know what I mean? Like they really start looking at the data and say who's really...
I was going to say, if we
I'm
know...
I'm not sure they will.
I was going to say,
use
from
those...
what they've done previously and the way Microsoft worked, I don't think they care, as long as more people are doing it.
Yeah, I think they'll use that. They'll probably go to devs and say, look, two people are using the same game license here on two different systems, but you've essentially got two people that are buying microtransactions on that one game.
That's true.
And now you're going to have more people doing the same thing in a family plan. So, it's just more. What's the word?
Convenient.
More eyes on.
No, more eyes, more people playing it means potentially more profit because there's more chance of people getting hooked in and drawn into those DLCs and microtransactions and you name it.
Yeah, yeah. Sean, are you looking forward to the extended showcase? Is there anything that you'd want to see specifically, like extra gameplay for, or extra kind of in-depth looks for?
I'd like to see what they show on Sunday first, and then kind of tick box anything that I want to see more of. I don't really have anything in mind because I don't know what they're showing on the Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say.
Yeah. If there was any, for instance, any of the games that you do know that are kind of already announced, i.e., for instance, if they left a new Fable trailer until the Tuesday, or if they left an in-depth look at Hellblade or something like that, any of the games you know of so far, if they left
Maybe.
that
I
on
mean,
Tuesday,
like even with like Starfield, to show a small bit on Sunday and then show a bigger bit on
a big
the
chunk.
next on the
Oh
yeah,
I bet
'cause I don't want
100% that
Starfield-
they are doing that. They won't show Starfield properly. They will show Starfield maybe with a little story trailer using in-game assets and stuff like that. You can't do like a 10-minute demo where Todd Howard explains
Yeah.
how the RPG system works and how I don't know the planetary system works and stuff like that. That just takes out the pacing. And
Unless they
that's-
end the show with it, maybe.
So they did that with. I
Even
they
then, I
did that
don't
with
want them to
Forza
eat into
last
the
year.
time budget.
I was going to say
Yeah.
they did that with
they're
Forza last
not
year,
gonna
like for
end on
Forza Horizon.
Starfield.
And I think even being a Forza fan, it looked great. But even I think the Forza section of last showcase was maybe a little bit too long. And at that
Yeah.
stage, you
Yeah.
knew that
Yeah.
it was ending.
It was cool. Yeah, they put like more emphasis on the accessibility
Mhm.
features of that one than anything. It felt like they were, and then the cars itself. They were talking about the cars, but I felt like that was an afterthought. It was more so of like who can play this and not how the car move. You know what I mean? They were putting that a big emphasis. Starfield though, it most certainly needs to be at the showcase. That's one thing, and it just needs to wow. I'm not saying 10 minutes. I'm not even saying 5. 3 minutes is fine of gameplay for sure. 3-minute demo, 5-minute demo of the max.
I think
Go
they'll
past 10.
yeah.
you-
I think in
they
typical
will have a gameplay
Bethesda
demo at the show.
in typical
You don't-
Bethesda
you don't
fashion.
think so?
No.
I think in
They're not gonna
typical
have a
Bethesda
gameplay.
fashion, personally,
I don't think they can afford to not have a gameplay demo.
I think they'll have
They-
two.
they-
I think they'll have
You think
two. I
have two?
think in typical Bethesda fashion, if you have a look at the way they've showcased their games off, normally they have like a music video that includes gameplay footage, like little,
Yeah.
like a small
Yeah,
like
yeah.
mashup
Video.
thing.
Exactly, like these camera movements across the world, stuff like that, but not
I want
continued
them to
gameplay.
use the Interstellar soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Do it. Do it.
Please.
Yeah, but nah, I think that's gonna piss more people off if you don't see gameplay. Box.
I think you'll see it at the extended.
They will have the gameplay maybe at the
Second
extended
part.
showcase, but
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
during the
Second
main
part.
show. Here's what I think is gonna happen. They open the show with Starfield, and here's why. Because it doesn't matter how good Starfield looks, people will be automatically reminded about the bummer that they are not gonna play it this year. You want to get that out of the way. You don't want to have that at the mid or end part of the show, and people are reminded of, oh, I'm not playing this, I'm not playing this. So they move that out of the way fast in the beginning, and then they can't show extended gameplay. They just show, like Dutch said, these camera movements across some of the planets, and maybe talk a little bit about the
Flyovers.
story. Yeah, exactly. And that's about it. They want to avoid that same moment that they had with Halo Infinite, when there had to be a reason why they delayed the game. If they show the game now in a state where it's just not where it is supposed to be after it's polished,
Yeah.
they are not going to show it. They are not having a second crack. And that's why I think they will show in-game assets. They will show something that you can polish up and cover up easily, but that continuous gameplay, maybe at the extended showcase, maybe, if it's ready to show, but not at the main showcase.
I think you're right. They start with Starfield and they end with something completely new that none of us knew. A new.
We're getting into our predictions now. We're not supposed to be doing this yet.
No, we
Of
don't.
the
We're not doing
announced
that.
ones for the extended, Jen, what would you like to see of the ones you already know of, for instance?
I want to see Avowed. A lot of that because, like,
Yeah,
when was
I
that
think
announced?
you will
Like,
be getting that. Yeah,
that was announced like what?
2
3 years
ago,
ago.
maybe 2 years.
It was in 2020. They have shown that first CGI trailer, but they have been working on that game for far longer than that.
Yeah. Super long.
I expect to see Avowed small gameplay trailer at the main show, and then they'll end that gameplay trailer with more footage at the extended show on
Yeah, exactly.
June 14th.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think they'll show at least a 5 to 8 minute section of Avowed.
Agreed.
Awesome. Patcher, what do you want to see on Tuesday, actually? The extended showcase. Of all the games you've seen Xbox announce over the last couple of years, what one do you want to see more of in extended gameplay versions?
That's a good one, actually. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to a specific game. Of course, we talked about it before. There are a few games that I'm interested in, and stuff, but I don't know if they're gonna show this or if they're gonna show something on the extended showcase. So I have no idea, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Are you more like
I really have
more like Shom, where you want to we'll see what happens on Sunday, and then when that's finished, then you can say, okay, I want to see more of this. I hope this is coming out on Tuesday.
Yeah, I have the same feeling. Yeah. Just
awesome stuff.
Like I said before on the previous show as well, just surprise me, and let's see what they have in store.
Yeah.
And if they have something extra, that's see that.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Mick, what about yourself? What are you hoping for on Tuesday? I know, is it Fable? Are you just wanting to see Fable? Is it just Fable? Yeah, there we go.
I put my official Fable 360 controller on the back there. Yeah, I'd love to see some news about Fable. I hope on the main show we get something, and then I hope they just announce we get just something, just a little bit of footage. Even
I think what they could do for Fable as an announcement specifically on the showcase is more, because we had the introduction trailer that essentially was just saying, yes, it's in development, it's the worst kept secret known to man. Yeah, we're doing it. But I think what they could do is more of a similar thing for Fable at the showcase, but a story trailer. Like, okay, this is the world now, and this is what's happening, and introducing kind of the story. Kind of a little
but
introduction.
you have to do that with in-game assets. They can't do CGI again.
And I think, and again, going into then the showcase extended, then they would say, right, now here's a look at Fable, and here's what we're doing.
Yeah. I'd like to know. I'd like to know what sort of time frame we're looking at for Fable, because from 1 through to 2 through to 3, it was like nearly 500-year leap between each one.
Yeah.
And I would like to see where we're at, what period we're at. I hope that we go back. I hope that this Fable is almost a remake of the first one.
Yeah, since it's a reboot, I don't think they will move another 500 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I hope we go back to sort of either the same or earlier than the first one.
The Heroes Guild. I want to see how the Heroes Guild was founded. Yeah, man.
Exactly.
I hope we see it. It is. I don't know. What I want to see the most is with which art style are they going, because the Playground lead artist posted so many concept arts, and they all looked like they were from Lord of the Rings. It's incredible how similar it looks to Lord of the Rings, and I want to see that. I want to see where are they going. Are they going for more Lord of the Rings realistic kind of look? Are they gonna keep that stylized art style from the original games? I want to see that. And then just hide the game again and come out with gameplay whenever you're closer to launch.
And I
I'm
think
also hoping for some Sea of Thieves news.
I think you'll get that. I think you'll get that.
I know we're getting some Sea of Thieves news, but I'm hoping it's what I hope it is. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It
That's
better be
fair.
Monkey Island stuff, otherwise there's no point.
I mean, I completely agree.
Hey, Pam.
That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah,
Crazy that nobody's talking about Perfect Dark.
Yeah.
That's another one.
I don't think we're going to see that game for at least another year.
I like how Box just
Yeah.
kind of like cringe inside when I said it because the games of developmental hell is what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
You're muted, bro. You're muted.
You're muted.
Oh,
There you
oh
go.
yeah. Yeah, should I unmute? It's better for the conversation. At least I hope. No, I don't know what's going on with Perfect Dark. Honestly, it's been 4 years since they founded that studio, and they worked on that game for 4 years now. They have had Crystal on board now for more than around about a year. It should be actually in a state where you could at least show something. Will they though? I'm not sure. This is such a weird story, and with everything we have heard about the mass exodus of key people leaving and stuff, I'm not sure in which state this game is.
Yeah.
It depends.
wild.
They could
We haven't
be
heard
in a
nothing.
position to show
Yeah.
something now. Might not be much, but they might have something enough to show. Of course,
I don't think a trailer would do though, like
Yeah.
a CGI. Yeah, I don't think CGI
they had
trailer
that.
would do.
They
yeah.
had that CGI trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's,
exactly.
that's why I'm saying. I was just saying because you gotta like set the boundary. You know what I mean? Drew,
I still
like,
I
what we
harken back
need.
to the info that, of course, Jez Corden, I think, got. It might have been Jeff Grubb. It was one of the two of them. I can't remember which. Where they said that every studio had something to show, and it was now down to Xbox/Microsoft to decide what it is that they're including.
Yeah, that was Randall Thor said.
I think that was Rand. Yeah.
He said he has heard that every studio has submitted something to Microsoft, but people took that a little bit out of context, like they always do.
Yeah.
Just because you have submitted something doesn't mean you automatically will appear at this show.
Exactly.
Yeah, Playground,
because that'd be far
if
too
they
much
submitted
stuff.
something, it can also be a Forza Horizon 5 DLC.
Yeah.
And if you submit something, you can also have that just up for review.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's
definitely coming.
It's ready for a showcase.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just and he actually elaborated on that. But yeah, as always, people don't go back to the original source. They just run with one or two clickbait headlines, and then So it is what we have heard from multiple sources is that last year, after last year's E3 showcase, Xbox demanded from every studio to have something ready by this showcase. So that's the more exciting thing that Microsoft really
that's good
wants
news.
to show
That's
stuff.
Microsoft slightly putting their foot down and
Yeah.
saying, right, you better have something to show.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all for that, but that's where we go back to that conversation about quality control. Let's just hope that it's true.
And that's
you know what I mean? Like it's good. Yeah, we can't afford another Halo Infinite reveal.
Exactly.
That's all.
100% agree. 100% agree. Big Cloud, last one here. What do you hope to see extended gameplay for on Tuesday?
Extended gameplay. I mean, Doom, definitely an update on the new Doom. Let's see here. Avowed for sure. Like to see what's going on with that game. Definitely want to see what's going on. Again, if we don't get Perfect Dark at this show, we hopefully something that extended and actually looks good. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You know what I really want to see though, because I really want to see if they actually are going to go for the juggler and put pressure on a certain game that's just been dominating the field, and that's Indiana Jones. I do want to see if they can actually put Uncharted, you know what I mean, like on notice for a second, like, okay, this is what we're doing. We got, we got this, we got that.
On
what
the
you got?
Indiana Jones topic, do you think now that we know in the indie film is coming back next year, they will attempt to get it released in time to coincide with the film or not?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, that's why I think they're so quiet on it. I think they're just, having all these extra hands on it to get it out there. But the main game, though, I think is the 007 game. I think that's the wow moment Microsoft needs for sure. They had that out there. Like, hey, by the way, guys, we got marketing rights, Game Pass or something. That'd be
Are
fire.
you talking about the GoldenEye?
The GoldenEye, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah.
I mean, out of anything coming on at E3, I think that's probably the most likely thing, just because you can literally look at the achievement list on True Achievements right now.
Yeah. You got them linked? They linked.
Yeah, they're there. They're literally on they're on the thing. They've been scanned and they're there. You can look at them.
Oh wow! See, now I want to see how it looks though. Is it first person? Is it third person? You know what I mean? Like, are they going with like that Hitman style, where you can like hide around?
I think this is going to be a first person.
Oh,
I'm hoping it's a remake, but it's going to be just like GoldenEye was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not right. But yeah, that's where I'm at with the whole thing.
Sweet. And of course, I think that just about wraps up today's episode. We have a lot of stuff coming up over the next few days, of course, that everyone needs a rest for, needs to prepare for. So we will wrap it up there. Another awesome show with some awesome topics, and of course, an awesome panel as usual, and an amazing chat that's been there throughout the. And of course, shout out to Ray as well, who who was caught in the porn bot crossfire earlier, and accidentally got timed out for about 10 seconds. But yeah, shout out to everybody in chat. It's been awesome to have everybody's different opinions and things again as usual, and everyone is always great in this chat. There's no hostilities. Everyone's always fun with each other. So massive shout out to you guys. Massive shout out to all the returning members, of course, as well. With Marion, Studos, and Phantos all celebrating several months of membership now to the channel, and of course anyone can sign up. The lowest one we've got there is only $2.99 to become a member, and you get access to early content as well, and of course emojis. And when Vin's on, you can time him out, and that's always a bonus. And there they are, right on cue.
All we want.
They are right on cue. Oh dear me. But yes, other than that, let's get the outros going. First and foremost, BitCloud, brother, let people know where they can find you and what shows they can find you on over the next couple of days covering this awesome showcase period.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can find me tomorrow streaming the Summer Games Fest. I don't know if you guys are streaming. You guys streaming Summer Games Fest? Yeah, okay. So Summer Games Fest, Big Cloud Games. So I'll be streaming that. Obviously Friday, RGT podcast on my channel as well, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Saturday, we'll be interviewing VFX artist from Sony Santa Monica, but she's now with Blizzard Entertainment. So very excited about that. And yeah, man, that's where I'm gonna be at. Big Clock Gaming, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. You can find me there. And good show. Thanks for having me.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, what I would say as well is, of course, myself, Box and Burger, Jen, Mick, we're all going to be on a multitude of different shows and things like that. Specifically me around this time, because I'm hosting my own. I always go back and watch everybody else's thoughts and reactions and things on everybody else's podcasts afterwards. So if you're intent on watching one, definitely jump in afterwards and see what other people thought of things, and kind of drop everybody else a view as well, because I think everybody's super hyped. There's going to be a lot of different reactions and a lot of different thoughts to all the announcements, and it's going to be fun seeing those reactions. So give everyone a view. Of course, go and jump into BitCloud's channel as well tomorrow and see what he thinks of the showcase as well. But next up, Mr. Showcase C, General. Let people know where they can find you, brother, and where you'll be this week.
Pretty much on every show you're doing, I'll pretty much be there. I will not be streaming on Twitch for the remainder of this week because I'm going to be far too busy with all the showcases. So yeah, I'll be back to streaming fully next week. That'll be on my my Twitch, _general_C. Same on Twitter. Yeah, that's pretty much me. And we're doing the weekend edition of Midweek Mix Up on Saturday instead of Sunday. So excited to talk about all these predictions. I've been writing a list of predictions. Some a bit wacky. And we'll talk about that on Saturday. So
awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Next up, of course, Boxy. You've got a busy week ahead as well. Let people know where they can find you and what shows you've got playing this week.
Yeah, first, thanks for having me. It's always a blast to be here on the Midweek Mix-Up podcast. And yeah, it's an exciting week. So many shows, so many stuff to cover. On my channel, Boxenberger, just type it into the YouTube search and you will find it. We have a couple of special episodes for the world of gaming coming. Of course, tomorrow, the Jeff Keighley show. We're not streaming the event live. You can watch that wherever you want. And right after this show ends, after the Jeff Keighley ends, we're gonna start a discussion and highlight show. I have Pong Soul and the Xbox International crew with Crazy Louie and Sourblow, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to discuss all the announcements from the show. Then we have on Saturday the big prediction show for the Xbox Showcase. I don't know why I organized this madness, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. Dutch, you will be co-hosting there with me again. Thanks for helping me out. We will have everyone from the community. We have Jess Cord from Windows Central, Gaz from Game On Daily, Mr. Badbit is gonna join us, Insipid Ghost, Milestone Pierre, John from Xbox Era is coming on, Randall Thor, Mr. Boomstick, Lord Cognito from the Iron Lords is coming, Ainsley from Seasoned Gaming is joining us, Mo from the Backlog Chronicles is coming on, and I hope I didn't forget anyone. Matt from Matt's Gaming is coming. It's gonna be a blast. We start there at 8 p.m. Central Europe. That's 7 p.m. UK time or 2 p.m. Eastern. It will be a drop-in, drop-out show, so we will rotate the guests in and out. It's gonna be awesome and a lot of fun. And then, of course, on Sunday, the highlight show, the discussion show for the Xbox Showcase. Again, I don't stream the show live with live reactions on my channel. I will start right after the Xbox event ends with a highlighted discussion show. I have the honor to have the Green Pass gaming crew, the entire crew, all 4 of them are coming on to discuss that, and we have a couple of surprise guests rolling in and out. And then we do the same on Tuesday after the extended showcase. On that panel, Dutch, you will join us there as well. We will have Pong Soul and actually, hang on, we will have Mav, and of course, Xbox Mick is gonna join us for that. Thanks to you also for joining there. So yeah, on the Box Bucket channel there will be a lot of stuff happening, and it's gonna be awesome and a lot of fun, and I can't wait for it.
I know. Let the craziness begin.
Indeed.
Patcha, let people know where they can find you, brother, and what shows you're going to be appearing on this week.
You guys can find me, of course, on Twitch. I'm gonna be streaming this week some streams. Definitely gonna be there Sunday for the showcase.
Yeah.
For the live reaction. And if I have time left or I can jump into another stream that you have, Dutch, I'll be happy to join and see what we have.
Join us on Saturday if you can.
Yeah. If you want to on Saturday, feel free.
Yeah, definitely. If I can, then I'll hop in, man. Just send me a link.
Yes. Awesome stuff.
But yeah, and you guys can also find me like what I did earlier before live stream on this channel. So if it's possible, then I'll be there. So yeah.
Definitely. Awesome, brother. Awesome. Mick, of course, much like Jen, you'll be jumping onto his pretty much every show we have, I think, if possible.
Yeah, I think the Jeff Keighley one's on quite late, isn't it?
The Keeley one's 6 o'clock, actually. It's straight away.
7? Is it 7? 6:45, I think it starts, but there's
Oh.
bound to be like a 15-minute countdown timer. So
Okay.
I think it's like 7.
I've
That's
got a
all
feeling
right.
it was one of those
Later
ones
than
that
I
was
thought.
like 11 o'clock UK time or something. I was like, no, I'll be working Saturday morning, so you know.
Oh no, thankfully
So,
it's early.
but no, if it is, then yeah, I'll probably be along for that one, so that'll be good. Yeah, and you can catch me on Twitch. I'll be streaming some bits and pieces, and yeah, doing the old Sea of Tuesdays, which is going well.
Yeah.
We
We're
have
having a good laugh
thieves.
for that. We have thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was on the slow grind to get into the 100 followers on that, so that'll be good if I can make that
Yes.
sometime soon. And yeah, nothing major on the YouTube channel at the moment. There's not been much out to buy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So
It might change after the showcase. You never know.
yeah, well, I've got myself 300 quid's worth of reward points stored up, so I'll be all right.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Awesome stuff. And last but not least, woman Zoba, Sean Ballon. Let people know, of course, where they can
Hello.
find you and what you've got coming up, brother.
You can find me on Twitter and Xbox under Shombalon. And I have no idea what I'm coming up. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, let alone the week. You can't put this pressure on me, trying to get me to decide what I'm doing for the week. Hopefully, I'll be joining you guys for the stream on Sunday.
Yep.
And we'll go from there. I think we'll tentatively mark that down as a. No, I'll be there on Sunday.
Yeah. Do you think you'll be joining tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? Maybe it's a little bit too early.
See how I feel.
Yeah.
Because I'm absolutely knackered now. Possibly, I'd give it an 80% chance.
Nice, sweet,
We shall see.
good stuff, good stuff. It's also be the show essentially testing our layout and the way we're doing things for this year's live coverage, because it isn't through StreamYard unlike last year. There's a benefit to that, of course, in that we have better sound quality from the actual stream that's coming through. The visual quality was okay last year, but the sound quality, the way that StreamYard does it, was pretty poor for the actual stream itself. But should be good the way we're doing it this year. But it'll be a good test anyway tomorrow to showcase that off. But of course, you can find all of us on our respective channels and all right here for midweek mix-up, of course, and our coverage of all the showcases and after shows and pre-shows. Of course, starting tomorrow, we will be doing the live coverage of the Summer Game Fest stream, followed by, of course, Boxy's show there as well, directly afterwards with his thoughts. On Saturday, we have the weekend edition with myself and General C, of course, summarising everything that happened on Summer Game Fest and our thoughts. Sunday, we have our final prediction show earlier on in the day for ourselves and very early on in the morning for the Americans. I think it's 10 a.m. for the Americans, which is basically gives everybody, all the hosts of all the different other podcasts that are doing their streams, plenty of time afterwards to get themselves ready for their own shows. So we'll be doing our prediction show, and then, like I say, an hour after that or so, we'll be going live for the actual showcase live coverage. And then, of course, you can go straight over to Boxy's channel again for the post-show with himself and Gamepass Gaming. And then we're back again on Tuesday for live coverage of the extended show. And then on the night time, we're all over onto Boxy's channel again for another post-show discussion. So that's going to be awesome. So yes.
I see we have a good back and forth here.
Good, yeah, you're good. So we're doing the live, you're doing the post. It's all good. It works well. So yeah, lots of awesome stuff for everybody to look forward to.
Oh yeah.
Again, once more, thank you to everybody who's joined us in chat this evening. I hope you all have an awesome evening. Get yourself some rest because it's going to be a busy week or tuning into lots of stuff, lots of announcements. Let's have some fun. But everybody have an awesome night, and we'll see you all again later. Goodbye now.
Yeah, stay off of Twitter.
See you later, everyone.
Wise
See you
words.
guys.
Wise words.